Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Games Done Quick hotfix on this fine Sunday morning. Welcome to PB Precipice, the show that is all about runners showing real PB attempts of the speedrun that they are just on the precipice of PBing in. Hence the name, PB Precipice. I know, shocking. I'm Adef, and we are joined today by an absolute great of gaming, Mr. Ryan Ford, but we'll get to that in a second. We got some quick announcements. Games Done Quick will be at PAX East 2022, April 21st to April 24th. That's this month. If you're interested in submitting a run, use !PAX in Twitch chat and fill out the form. It's like old school GDQ. You fill out a Google form. That's how it used to be back in the day before we had this fancy submissions website. So if you want some nostalgia submission, !PAX. And if you're watching on YouTube, go to twitch.tv/GamesDoneQuick if you're interested in looking at our live content, starting weeknights at 7 p.m. Eastern and weekends at 1 p.m. Eastern. And your subs, gift subs, Prime Gaming subs, and bits help support weekly hotfix content. Please consider supporting our daily content and shows like this if you enjoy hotfix shows. But Ryan, hello, how are you?
I'm pretty good. Big chillin'.
Big chillin'. That's what we like to hear.
Exactly. Pretty excited to get this going. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. It was a late night, and I'm up early, but it's a very comfy game to watch. So I'm pretty hyped to see it. This is such a classic of my childhood as well. So I'm really pumped.
Nice.
Are you?
Okay, I didn't know that part.
Yeah, no. This is Link's Awakening. The original was a game I grew up with. Like I played it all the time.
Nice.
DX wasn't something I played until I was probably a teenager. But anyway, Ryan, how long have you been playing this game?
I picked up this run in when did I actually? Oh, July 2020. So it was after
nice.
The pandemic started.
And is this a run that you like? What drew you to this run?
All right, so the long story short, basically there was a tournament coming up around that time for 100% no wrong warp, no out of bounds, and I wanted to see how well could I do, despite having only like 3 weeks to learn the game before the tournament.
Nice. So. And how did it wind up? Did you do well?
Yeah, I guess I technically got 10th out of like 17 entrants.
Nice.
So I got so they had 4 rounds of Swiss, and I went 2-2 in Swiss, and there was a 6-way tie to where we had to play a 6-way tiebreaker, and the top 2 made it into the top 8 of the bracket. So I got 4th place in the tiebreaker.
Ah, nice. Well, you know, for only having picked up the game like a week prior, that's pretty good.
Yeah, well, it wasn't too bad. I played that game like during the entirety of the tournament, like I think like 47 out of like 50 consecutive days. So,
oh my god,
that was a huge grind.
That's dedication.
Oh my god.
Well, without further ado, Ryan, if you want to go ahead and get into the first attempt here, we got nothing but time. So feel free whenever you're ready to give a countdown. We'll get the show on the road. And gamers, please get your emoticons in chat to show your love for Ryan as we get things kicked off here.
All right, sounds good. All right, I'll give a countdown real quick. 3, 2, 1, go. Okay,
good
so
luck,
story. Thank you. The story behind the name. I assume like the category name? Like no spook?
I think either the category name, or maybe the file name, or maybe your username, or maybe all 3.
Oh, wait, is my name actually, does it say Nako and not Nani? I must have misspelled it.
All right, well, there's that. There's that answer.
For Japanese, I was trying to say what, but there's no question mark, so I wanted to, you know, like the anime trope of like, a character saying like Nani.
Right.
If you watch shows anyway.
Oh wait, it seems the person in chat has corrected themselves. It does seem like you named yourself Nani, apparently.
Oh, okay. I got it. Sweet.
Nice.
Yeah, I guess I do weeby stuff, like watch anime and stuff. Really
And
the only
then,
reason.
Can you explain the category restrictions? What do the various parts of the category name mean?
Yeah, for sure. So no squoob, no save quit, no wrong warp, no out of bounds. So no save quit. So we're actually allowed to use the save quit menu to like to be able to buffer tricks and to skip text when opening chests. But save warping by like actually doing a save and quit is not allowed. And then no wrong warps. So any screen transition that you do has to take you to its intended location. So hence, otherwise it's a wrong warp. And no out of bounds. So Link can actually clip into solid objects. So like a wall or a tree. You can clip up to 3 pixels. So if you're more than 3 pixels inside of a solid tile, then that's considered out of bounds. And if you transition screens on a solid tile, that's also out of bounds. So you can't like leave a screen like going through a wall, basically, like stuff like that. And also along with that, for wrong warps, there's also pretty infamous doghouse glitch where you can the doghouse nearby the house where I started, you can kind of clip into the back of the doghouse and enter unintentionally. And it brings you to this glitched world, which with that you can actually like access a lot of places that you're not supposed to via wrong warps. And you can also perform ace with it and do a credits warp and beat the game in like 2 minutes. Yeah, I might try to no reset this one, but how bad this RNG was. Okay, never mind. I'm gonna reset. I'll just say with how bad this RNG was, I would have already reset in a normal attempt. All right.
What was that trick that you were attempting there?
Yeah, the Moblin boost. So I was trying to push him against the wall and have him facing upwards so that I wanted him to hit me with an arrow so it would push me across the pit. But I positioned wrong, first off. And secondly, you also have to clip into the wall so that you don't get knocked into the pit when you get hit by an arrow.
Ah, okay.
And I didn't clip into the wall enough, so it still made me fall into the pit in addition when I got hit.
Also,
and
I was
mentioning,
you don't have to do a proper countdown every time you want to start. You can go straight into attempts.
Oh, okay.
And we'll figure it out.
Okay, I do have my own splits up as well, so
okay,
I guess
great.
I could. Yeah, I guess if I'm like on pace or something, I could talk about it.
We can probably in one of the breaks get your splits on screen potentially.
Oh sure. All right, yeah, we
we'll
can try to figure
that
that out. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, the intro, I guess in total is about a minute, like every time. Is you have like about 25 seconds of getting out of the bed and getting the shield and leaving the house, and then getting to the beach and talking to the owl and getting the sword. All of that totals to like a bit over a minute. So the reason that I chose this category instead of any percent no woob was so for any percent no woob, the beginning of the run has rupee farming at so all these enemies on the beach, normally you need to farm up to 10 rupees. And each kill on the enemies is they have a 50% chance to drop a rupee, and like I don't know, there could be a chance that I could just be stuck resetting for like a half hour or something due to like bad drops or something. Because it's very easy to end up being like 20 seconds behind like right off the bat just because of RNG. So that's why I picked this category, because doing that Moblin boost, even though it's a 1 in 4 chance for him to face upwards, it's a lot more likely than getting enough rupees in a good time. And additionally, also, admittedly, this category, like my PB was my like 3rd finished run for this category, but I already had experience from like running 2 other categories, so like the skills was all directly transferable by then.
Is there any in this game, so like in A Link to the Past, there's tons of like, you know, little techniques when you're moving around the overworld. to maximize movement, you know, save a pixel here or there, or save a frame here or there, or whatever. Is there anything like that in this game?
Yeah, so there's actually corner boosts. So if you like touch the corner of a wall as you're walking past it, then Link will kind of push against the wall and you can save a frame every time. And of course, optimizing not walking through like grass or water tiles so much, because Link's speed gets reduced by half, I think. Oh, 1 second. Dang, so he gave me an upwards movement early, but then he turned down like the moment I bumped him with my shield. So it's a bit unlucky. All right, there you go. Got past the pit for once. Oops. Yeah, there's also this trick here. If you all right, I kind of half failed it, but so there's a trick where so the frame that you open that chest, if you open your equip menu, and then buffer save quit menu on the next frame that you unpause, then you get control of Link sooner than you're supposed to, and you can actually walk off that screen before the owl talks to you. So because I was off by 1 pixel when the owl talked to me, then he gave the text, but then I was able to, as he starts flying away, you're able to move by 1 pixel. So I was able to leave the screen before having to watch him fly away. So I only got part of the time saved. So it still lost like 5 seconds to that. Or well, I did 1 extra pause too, so 7 seconds, I guess.
Worth mentioning is that the damage boost over the hole is to get the key to open Tail Cave early.
Yep. Exactly.
Which skips, I think, getting the magic powder right away?
Correct. Yeah, because normally you'd have to get the magic powder, and then so Terran got turned into a Tanuki, which I walked past him after that screen with the owl. And yeah, normally you need to trade in this this mushroom to get the magic powder from the witch's hut, and then yeah, use it on him. But then there's also like kind of a long cutscene when you use it on him, so it's faster to go around the backside, and also to not do all that extra backtracking too. But in addition, having this toadstool, you can also do this this pit buffer as well, where you use a toadstool over the pit and it kind of cancels you falling if you open a save and quit menu. So instead of going around, you can basically just get through. But yeah, my bad, Ada, if I didn't hear what you said.
Oh, I just said that's great. The toadstool boost, I love that.
Yeah, if you do it wrong, there's a chance you can soft lock as well. Like the screen could permanently be white, and then can't do anything basically. But as long as you walk like far enough onto the pit, like it should be safe. But if you undershoot the setup a little, then you can risk a soft lock. No idea why either, to be honest. And yeah, I did steal the bow.
Wow, it's been so long since we've had a game on PB Precipice or Challenger Approaching that actually has a baseball in it. But we have, essentially, Martin Baseball is in... This is so early for Martin Baseball to come up, but the affectionate mascot of my shows, Ryan, is... I guess I'll explain. I have to explain it every time. The Fur and Dangers were on for Super Mario 3D World, and there are lots of baseballs in that game. And we came to find out... It came to light that my uncle, Martin Baseball, the CEO of baseball, he's himself a baseball. He's a real guy, and he only says baseball. And sometimes he's in chat for my shows, so, you know, be on the lookout for Martin. But that's it.
Martin Baseball.
Yeah, this is ADEF GDQ lore. Oh, also, okay, I have talked over the 2 coolest tricks so far, so please take it away.
That's all good. It's all good. Yeah. Oh crud! What did I end up doing? Oh,
the jumps over the pits and then the key block skip.
Yeah. So using that the pit buffer with the mushroom, because whenever Link falls down a pit, and if you cancel the animation, then if you cancel the falling through with like a save quit, then you get pushed down a few pixels so you can clip into the wall. And while clipped, if you jump while facing away from a wall that has a ledge attached to it. So all the walls in the dungeons technically have like ledges on them. Then if you jump and hold forward, like away from the ledge, then Link will jump off the ledge while in midair. So you can super jump and kind of go through. You can go through some solid objects because like when Link is falling off a ledge, like there's no Z axis, so they just kind of make him like fall through stuff. So it is technically a natural mechanic because jumping off of ledges is a natural thing. But obviously jumping off a ledge that's inside of like the wall is not intended. But yeah, it was considered out of bounds. So if you transition screens on a solid tile, so like say for example, if I like clipped inside one of these walls and transitioned screens through the wall, that would be out of bounds. Or like inside a tree or something like that. So yeah, trying my best to pay attention to chat.
I'm also keeping an eye on it, so if an interesting question comes up, I can field it for you.
Sounds good. Yeah, so Witch's Hut. Yeah, so now I'm doing the trade for the powder, because there is actually 2 routes for this category. You can either play the trendy game and get the powder early, which means that you won't get the toadstool. But I think overall that route is like 4 seconds slower compared to using the toadstool for those pit buffers. And then just trading it in for the powder eventually. So yeah, I've only learned this route in this category, so I never learned the other route. So no, the other one is technically more safe for like marathons and stuff because you won't have the risk of like soft locking.
But this is for PB Precipice, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, exactly.
Man, this game slabs.
I know, the music's so good too, and like I feel like the movement's like very fluid in general.
Rock's Feather is so good.
Yup. Oh, additionally with the Rock's Feather, so Link's movement when he's I forget the exact numbers. I think when he's walking straight, then he moves 16 subpixels per frame. And when he's moving diagonal, he moves 12 subpixels per frame. But if he's jumping while moving diagonal, then he moves at the same speed as if you're walking straight. So anytime that you're walking diagonally, you want to be jumping if you have feather equipped, because it's a little faster. Or like 25% faster, I guess. So yeah, that was kind of bad RNG with Bow Wow. So I needed him to eat the flowers so that I could, yeah, get into the dungeon. But then he, the first time he lunged and missed, missed all the flowers entirely. And then the second time he ate the top left one, so I kind of had to like walk through the water a little extra.
Is this one of the categories where you keep Bow Wow longer than intended?
Yeah, I pretty much keep him for the whole run, like as soon as you get him. Which some helps for some spots and it hurts in a lot of spots. So we'll see if he gets in the way. Some people call him a good boy. Some people hate him. Yeah. Additionally, this is the one category where so you might have noticed I picked up a piece of power near the start of the dungeon. In other categories, usually if you get a piece of power, it'll like only be in dungeon 3. But because they don't use save and quits, we're able to route in getting piece of power for half the dungeon. Which, dungeon 6 and 5, I might not get it because of Bow Wow, but we'll see.
It's what, like 10 enemies or something gives you the piece of power? What is it?
It's a lot. It's 32 without a save and quit or without dying.
Oh, wow.
And then the Guardian Acorn is shoot. I forget if the Acorn is 10 kills or 12 kills. But you also have to not take a hit to get the Acorn drop. But yeah, the number you were thinking of is for the acorn though.
Oh, okay. And how long does the piece of power last?
So it lasts until either if you take 3 hits or when you change submaps. So if you enter a house or enter a dungeon or exit a dungeon, then it'll run out. Oh, also falling into a pit doesn't count as towards that damage counter. So yeah, you might have noticed I fell into 2 pits while having it. So.
Oh, I bet the piece of power just saves like a ton of time on the genie fight.
Well, actually, I'm not going to use it for this fight, but the next dungeon, I'm going to actually use it for that boss because it speeds up the fight by like 10 seconds. Yeah, for this one though, because to prevent him from teleporting around the room, I'm going to be using bombs.
Okay.
Yeah, there's like this weird cheese that you can do where how to explain it? So normally you're supposed to throw the pot into the wall 3 times and wait for him to, wait for him to throw the fireballs. Then he goes in his pot. Then you pick it up and throw it into the wall, and then repeat that whole thing. But so if you clip into the wall and throw the pot to the left, then for some reason it only works if you throw it to the left. Then it'll do damage per frame for the pot, so it breaks it. It gets hit 3 times within like 3 frames basically, and instantly breaks it. And then to prevent him from teleporting around the room, I dropped a bomb after breaking the pot, and then when he got knocked down towards me, I shot a bomb arrow into the wall to hit him with another bomb to kill him. Because if you're too slow with the second hit, he'll start like teleporting around the room, and he's like completely intangible, so it wastes a lot of time. So thanks to those 2 strats, it speeds up that fight significantly. But yeah, so compared to my splits, I'm already behind like 40 seconds, so I'll at least try to finish the run. So here's, oh, what's this called again? Oh, Villa Skip. So this is gonna look like out of bounds, but with the ruling, technically it's not, because you can naturally transition onto that tile, like it's not a solid tile. So I kept pausing until I heard Link fall, and canceled the falling with the pause buffer. And again, when you pause on the same frame that you fall into a pit, then you get pushed down a few pixels, and yeah, because of that, there's a tile that you can actually like stand on down below it. And then I got zipped to a lower tile after I transitioned because the bush tiles are solid tiles after you transition. So the game tries to place Link onto the next available tile, so it zips him down instead. So because of that, you can get into the villa, and then I used it again to get out of the villa as well, instead of going through the cave to get out. Oh, I fell into the pit one time though. But
it saves
fun.
a lot of time if memory serves.
Yeah, it skips. Yeah, it skips the entirety of going to Canalet Castle to get the 5 golden leaves to be able to get into the villa and get the slime key to access dungeon 3. I forget how much time it saves like in the route. I think it's like 3 minutes. I could be wrong though, but I think it's around 3 minutes. So I like the Candlelight Castle music, but you'd like never hear it in any categories except for glitchless.
Sad.
I know, right?
Is there nothing in there in Hundo?
Oh, it's still for Hundo. We still do the villa skip to get the key, because oh yeah, there's no like items that count for 100% in Candlelight Castle.
That's too bad.
I'm assuming that's what you meant.
Yeah, what you're asking. Yeah, I meant like if there was God, what's the collectible in this game that powers up the sword?
Oh, the seashells?
Yeah, the seashells. I wasn't sure if there were any there.
Nah. Unfortunately not, so you don't get to get to see Canlit Castle in that category either.
Darn.
There's really good routing for the 20 seashells in Hundo. I like that category a lot, but yeah, that category has like even more RNG than like this one, so I didn't think it was a good one to try for. And in addition, it's also like, you know, like an hour and like my PB is like an hour and 21 minutes in that, so like finishing one run
like
would take
attempts,
like,
yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
We've had longer games on where basically the idea is like do resets until you get a run out of early game, and then that's the run. Like that's the one. So hope it goes well.
Yeah, if I were to do like Mario RPG or something, then that would basically be the same thing.
Yeah.
Like have one shot and then maybe PB, maybe not. Yeah, according to my splits, oh wow, I thought it was gonna be a lot worse, but I lost like 2 seconds compared to my PB. Compared to gold though, I definitely lost a lot more though. Yeah, fell into the pit, and then I guess I did like some extra pauses because I mismenued like once or twice. Because yeah, how all the items are not in static places in the menu, so you can you're free to choose like what button to equip stuff, and where to put the items like in the actual item menu. So usually you try to cluster the important items near each other, and then so that like less menu movement to switch equips all the time. Except I also messed that up, and I kind of have the shield in the way, even though I'm using it right now. Yeah, this part's the Armos maze, and this might determine whether Bow Wow is gonna be a good boy or not. So ideally he eats a few Armoses so that they always drop an arrow if he eats them. And additionally, I don't want him to eat like too many enemies though, because I want to get a piece of power drop for Dungeon 6. So if he eats too much stuff, then the piece of power might drop before I get in the dungeon. So yeah, they're kind of cheese the boss with a trick called Infinite Boot Splitch. So when the Armos Knight stomps the ground, then if you're in the middle of your boots dash, then after Link gets done, he'll just be running in place like with the boots. And he holds his sword out in front of him, so you can actually do damage to the Armos Knight, because he you need, normally with level 1 sword, you have to do spin slashes or boots dashes at him. Like your normal swings won't damage him. So with that infinite boots, you can hit him hard and quickly as well, by like constantly hitting him against the wall. Alright, so here I'm gonna do what's called a Jesus jump. Oh wow, frame perfect too. So if you pause, same like with pit buffers, like you can also cancel drowning in the water by pausing on the same frame that you would drown. And okay, also Bow Wow should eat this cutscene. Kind of weird, but yeah.
Wait, what?
Yeah, for whatever reason, if you shoot a bomb arrow into that wall right before putting the key into the key block, then Bow Wow will eat the cutscene so you can move sooner, without having the having to wait for like the dungeon to like spawn out of the ground, basically.
That is hilarious.
I know, right? All right, there's a piece of power drop. So yeah, the other reason why trying to get piece of power in general is important is that so it increases your movement speed by 25% as well. So it's so it does save time on movement in addition to having twice as much sword damage. Oh, and the reason that I'm in Dungeon 6 before Dungeon 4 and 5 is because after you beat Dungeon 4, normally there's a ghost that spawns, and you have to help him in a side quest. Otherwise, he won't let you enter dungeons or anything. So you're forced to do that side quest with him. So if you, for whatever reason, if you get the level 2 bracelet before beating dungeon 4, then the ghost will never spawn. So that's why we do dungeon 6 early. And then this part I gotta be careful not to. Okay, this should be good. So I want to hit that top whiz robe into the bomb as it explodes, but because of the knockback effect from the piece of power, then he'll get knocked all the way across the room. So you have to actually kind of time the hit so that he'll, like, you know, fly into the bomb explosion instead of flying past it. Normally without the piece of power, you can just hit him and he'll, like, conveniently go, like, into the right spot without you, like, needing to time it at all. Alright, so this spot's dangerous as well. So there's a 3 pixel wide window to super jump over that wall. If you move too high up against the wall vertically, then you can super jump and get stuck in the wall. And because you're soft locked, the run's over. Because the only way out is to save and quit. And since this is no save quit, then yeah, that's an invalid run.
Oh, the best part of the game, the horses.
Horse heads, the RNG. That was what, like average? I think 4th try. Because yeah, it's a 1 in 4 chance to have both of the horse heads standing upright. So 4th try is like about expected. I was running for mid-spring speed fling earlier today, and I lost count how many tries. It must have been at least 14 for that.
Oh my
I
God.
was stuck there for a while, like just throwing the horse heads like over 20 times. But yeah, the highest I've had is 20th try, multiple runs, but it loses like 1 second per try, so it's not like a super huge time loss. Oh yeah, and I guess this boss facade. So if you noticed, I got 3 bomb hits early because he for some reason his hurt box is vulnerable before his text comes up, so he can turn it into like a 2-cycle fight instead of a 5-cycle. I actually saved time on a split. Wow.
Let's go.
They had 5 seconds.
Yeah, there's a comment in chat. Someone says, as a kid, I could never figure out how those horse heads were supposed to work. I always assumed there was some trick to them. I was the exact same way. I also was like, what do I not understand?
Same. Yeah, it turns out it's just like actually purely RNG. Then in the Switch remake,
like the chess guys. That was another thing that I thought I didn't understand, but I think I understood just fine.
Yeah, the 3 of a kind.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one's, I feel, was easy to figure out. Though it definitely took me like some time, like I didn't understand it right away, but eventually I got it. So yeah, there I did. That sequence of Jesus jumps can often waste a lot of time, but that was actually decent overall. Because yeah, like when I was explaining earlier before I entered Dungeon 6, how when I was going to do when I did a Jesus jump before, the other time I transitioned on that screen, because if you cancel drowning by pausing on the frame that you're supposed to drown, then yeah, Link stands on the water for a frame, and with that you can yeah, you can also buffer jumps with the feather. So that's how I was able to get out of the Dungeon 6 area quickly, because I don't have flippers yet, because I never went to Dungeon 4 yet.
Oh, Fake Ocarina.
Yep. Yeah, with this trick
Classic.
called bomb triggers, you can activate cutscenes if you can get 2 bombs on the screen at the same time. Because normally you're supposed to only have 1 bomb on the screen at a time, but you can make the game freak out by dropping a bomb when you're about to transition on a screen. I think it's like within 4 frames before you transition, and then And then if you drop another bomb immediately as you transition, then you can cause a bomb trigger to happen, which if there's a cutscene, then it'll cause a cutscene to happen. So also because I don't have Marin there, and because I have Bow Wow instead, normally the cutscene when Marin sings to get rid of the walrus, there's like a cutscene where like a rabbit's supposed to like come and talk to you both, but since Marin's not there, it tries to play the cutscene and you just permanently get stuck there. So, but you're able to move a small amount before the cutscene starts. So I walked off the screen on the same frame that the cutscene was supposed to play. So the cutscene was considered played. So, but when that happens, when you leave the screen, for whatever reason, you can't use your you can't use your A, B, start, and select buttons. All right, I tried to do a swag trick, but I'm actually just wasting a lot of time trying it. Yeah, so we call these series of bonks, we call the French bonks or le bonks.
Le bonks. That's great.
That first one that I fell into the pit a bunch of times, compared to the alternate route that you could do, it only saves like 0.2 seconds, so I definitely lost like probably like 4 seconds to trying to swag just now.
I assume that's just to skip equipping the Rock's Feather.
Yeah, exactly. Because yeah, otherwise, because you'd either have to equip the feather to jump over, or alternatively, there's like a different path you can take, but there's like more rocks to lift and you have to go a little further out of the way. So like either of those two options are like both slower. So if I'm on a better pace, I probably won't go for the French bonks and just do the alternate route instead. But we'll see.
Why is it called the French bonks? Can I ask?
Yeah, so a lot of French runners either innovated stuff for this game, or and also there was quite a few French runners that were like that have been like on the top of the leaderboards for a lot of categories. Yeah, Sagaz, Seisei, Alos, and some others. And yeah, some of them did some like a lot of them did some crazy tricks, like yeah, those bonks. When I got the Nightmare Key early in Dungeon 3 by using my shield to bump off of a Stalfos in midair, we call that trick the French press, because some French runners popularized it. Yeah, that one got more recently named, like, I think maybe 2021 or late 2020. I was active
trick
enough.
Names are the best.
I know, right?
Like, let's stop calling tricks exactly what they are and start giving them fun names.
Yeah, instead of like the shield bump to get the Nightmare Key or something.
Yeah, it's the French press. I love that. One of my favorite examples of this is like Yoshi's Island speedrunners and Super Metroid speedrunners have names for every screen.
Yeah,
and the names are excellent.
I haven't heard any of the Yoshi Island ones, but Super Metroid, I've heard like tons of them, like the Mickey Mouse room, like
yeah, exactly.
Big Pink, and like various others. Yeah, I recently started learning Super Metroid. I haven't finished yet though.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I think for Yoshi's Island, it's now that I'm remembering, it's less like every screen and more like every individual trick has a fun name.
Oh man, I'll bet. Yeah, Donkey Kong Country 2 is kind of like that with tricks. Some of the really hard ones have like some wild names that I would have never thought people would make up names for. Like there's one trick that's called like the Super Saiyan 3, for example.
That's great.
I've like never done the trick in my life because I think it saves like a second compared to like the other strat you can do, but it like actually it'll just like kill a run if you miss entirely.
Meanwhile, all the melee tech is like as appropriately named as possible.
Yep. Wave dash. L cancel. Double shine. Multi shine. Jump cancel.
Shield drop.
Yeah, exactly. Shield drop. Shield stop.
Like, where's my French press in Melee? Or like, if you like, Marth Killer is a fun name, I guess.
Yeah.
And like tournament winner is good. That's also a good one.
Yeah, actually. Yeah, I like that Marth Killer doesn't even like. I mean, it's like mostly applicable on Marth, but it's like useful for some other like matchups and stuff. I still just like name the Marth Killer.
Right.
I actually love that one. Because it's like
yeah,
really
I guess
good
there
on
is
Luigi.
wobbling.
Oh yeah. I was a huge wobbling hater.
I feel like anybody who didn't play Ices was a big wobbling hater.
Pretty much. Yeah, there's a lot of majors between. Oh gosh, I guess between like 2015 to 2017, where every time I think back of the history of like my sets for some of those tournaments, like close to half of them I got like wobbled out of the tournament or something. I was like, man, I didn't realize that it was that much of a problem for me.
Who did you play?
Fox.
I remember, you know, it's interesting. Like, I definitely remember. I play Melee semi-casually for a long time now.
Yeah.
Just for like, you know, net play and Slippy or whatever. But I've been following the competitive scene for a really long time, and
nice.
I definitely remembered your name coming up a lot for a long time. And then I started hearing your name coming up for speedrunning, and I was like, well, is it the same guy? And it is the same guy.
Yep. All the old school Smash players end up speedrunning.
Yeah, we got Armada on SM64.
Yep.
We got to get Armada on PB Precipice.
That would be sick. Go try to hit him up. I was lurking his stream like just before I came into the call, getting ready for this.
Man, I need to have SM64 on anyway, so maybe that's the next get. Maybe that's the next try will be for getting Armada on PB Precipice.
Nice.
And I'll spend the whole show berating him to go back to Melee.
Yeah, he's heard it forever too.
Yeah, no, I know. I respect the decision, honestly. Like, what a difficult choice to make to retire at the top.
Yeah, exactly. Because I guess he's also giving up like the potential for a lot of like money and additional like clout whenever he like wins an event.
Right. I mean, you know, it's a good thing that Alliance is willing to maintain the sponsorship. It's nice.
Yeah, for sure.
Do you still play Melee?
Barely. Like I entered so there was this Black Empowerment Melee Invitational at the end of February. I entered that because Homemade Waffles asked. But I'm so bad on net play in general. And additionally, I just recently learned that my net play setup is actually pretty bad.
Oh, damn.
I think my computer is either not powerful enough or I'm missing some specific setting. Because I've heard of people that have like worse like specs than I do, saying that they have no problem playing it. But I finally played on a different friend's setup during that Black Empowerment Invitational I talked about. And because I was gonna drop out of the tournament because I was like, I don't know, I got upset by one player and like, I guess technically not upset by another player that like I've never lost to before, but so I was gonna drop out because like my net play setup like feels bad to me when I'm playing. So then
Sure.
Homemade Waffles really didn't want me to drop out, so he asked around for people in Toronto if they could let me use their setup. So my buddy Jamrun, I went to his house and tried his setup, and I was like, wow, this actually feels really good. Like I still lost my match anyway, but it like didn't feel like I had like two
Didn't
frames
feel like
of
it was-
input lag or something.
Right, like as much on the setup.
Yeah, because before it was just like every every like strat that I'm like fairly consistent at on like CRT TV and stuff, like I would just mess them up like all the time, basically, like on that play. So
such an interesting era for Melee right now.
I know, right? It's cool, especially for entertainment. Like, there's so many tournaments happening, and there's like all these new storylines with players and tons of up and comers, and tons of players that like might be like top 50 or even top 30 now. Like, it's gonna be really cool when in-person events come back in full force, because yeah, it's gonna be wild. Like, I think more people are just like willing to travel now too, so like I think the height of competition is gonna be a lot better.
Yeah, I feel like top 8 is gonna be way more contentious at super majors now.
Yeah, exactly, because yeah, people used to complain about how the top 4 results were always predictable.
Right, like, oh, it's gonna be M2K, Armada, Mango, HBox, Epic.
Exactly. Like, even like some active players like at the time like would say that all the time. They're like, yeah, it's just like boring in that way. But yeah, as you said, like it'll be more contentious, like for sure. So I'm really excited to see what the future is going to be like.
Hell yeah! Even just before the pandemic, I feel like a lot of cool storylines were opening.
Yep.
That have continued to grow. Like I feel like Zane as a a sort of top ranked player was like a huge thing happening in 2018, 2019. And then, like Axe won Smash Summit like right before the pandemic.
Yep.
Just
yeah,
sick stuff.
Like Wizzy making the grands.
Yo, talk about another speedrun person.
Oh, he runs Wind Waker, and
yeah, he has been going to in-person GDQ events for a couple of years now. I mean, not recently, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah, he will. Actually funny. He'll go to like AGDQ or SGDQ, and there are like tournament rooms where there will be just like a bunch of Melee setups. And he will just sit down at a Melee setup and crush for like 8 hours. Like people will come and be like, yeah, I'll play Wizrobe and get absolutely smacked.
That sounds like Wizzy. Yeah, like usually if we're at the same event, he'll often ask if he can, if he has like a projected like good Fox or Falco that he's concerned about in bracket, then he'll ask me to play him. So like it's pretty common that we'll play on a setup for like 3 hours or something.
Damn.
I remember at Full Bloom 4, he knew he was projected to play against Mango, so he played my Falco for like 4 hours, and I feel bad that he just got like trashed by Mango like anyway, despite like all that practice.
Well, how many sets has Mango lost to Captain Falcon? Like, you can count them on one hand, I feel like.
Yeah, like 2?
That's insane. Lifetime, Mango has dropped 2 sets to Captain Falcon.
Yeah, like I know he lost one to None and one to Wizzy. I don't think he's ever lost to S2J ever. Even though I think S2J has had the most chances out of all of them, but since they're like actual practice partners, then I guess it might be harder for S2J in that way. Because he like knows him.
Getting back to the speedrun very briefly, I'm loving the Melee talk, but I feel like maybe not everyone in the chat is like, what is happening?
Too bad, chat. I'm kidding.
Yeah. What has occurred in the last couple minutes? Anything of note?
All right, so I actually just beat my favorite dungeon in the category, Dungeon 5. It actually went fairly smooth. I still lost time, but it was actually like going pretty well overall. Aside from running out of arrows. Okay, the run is dead now after I just ran into that pit, for sure. So yeah, I'm trying to do a trick called Rooster Skip. So we need to get the bird key for Dungeon 7. And how do I explain it? So yeah, basically I'm gonna be doing a trick called called hookshot jumps, which so when the hookshot comes back, even when you're over a pit, then there's one frame that Link can jump. Oh dang, I fell in the pit anyway. So yeah, there's one frame that Link can jump while he's in the air. So you can continuously do hookshot jumps to cross that pit instead of going back to the village and reviving the rooster that you normally carry to fly over the pits. Because first off, it's like a lot of backtracking to get to the village. Secondly, I would need to get the ocarina. And third, third, okay, 1 second.
Yeah, you're all good.
Third, what is it? I would have to learn the Frog Song of Soul, which is a pretty big detour. In addition, also costs 300 rupees, so we need to farm a lot of money. So yeah, hopefully if I can get here on PB pace, ideally I don't have disasters on this specific trick, because it's I think when you're practiced, it's not like too difficult to do the buffered strat, but failing it every time loses so much time. What's been making it difficult currently is that every time that I've jumped like from the starting point, then I jumped like slightly too early, so then I was short and had to like jump to an uncomfortable position afterwards. Oh, I probably have to do 3 jumps here because I moved backwards a little. Yep. So yeah, you can do these jumps on buffer, but it's like frame perfect though. So ideally you don't.
Very nice.
Thank you. So yeah,
there's a question in chat. How many good runs do you lose to this skip?
Do I lose to the skip? You know, actually, despite talking about it being a run killer, like I haven't really lost like that many to it. Sorry for the backseat. The run's actually dead might be a break moment. Yeah, I just want to finish one run just to fit the theme of the event pretty much, or of the show.
Yeah, get at least one no reset for all you gamers to see the end game.
Yeah,
because it's pretty common when doing PB attempts, especially for a tight game like this, like not to see the end game for hours at a time.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I think between like the few practice runs I did and like the other marathon run I did earlier, I guess up until I started failing those rooster skips, this was like one of the better paces I had for this past week.
Oh my god, that's so smart! Just walking off and walking back to skip the Eagle Tower spinning cutscene. That's
yeah. It made Bow Wow eat the cutscene again, so it was free to move because of that.
That's great.
But yeah. So then, if Bow Wow actually eats the cutscene, then you yeah, ideally you want to just walk off the screen and then walk back on. If he doesn't eat it though, then you're stuck there.
Is it just random chance if he eats it or not?
Nah, you can manipulate it. So for that one, for this dungeon, for him to eat the cutscene, so when I picked up the rock and threw it, oh wow, that didn't work. Dude, what do you do again? Okay, yeah, so when you make him, so when you pick up the rock and throw it, then when the particles from the rock breaking disappear, then you want to put the key in, and it'll manipulate Bow Wow into eating the cutscene. So if you just also, like throw the rock and touch it right away, it won't work.
This is so broken.
I know. Yeah, since this is like since the pillars getting destroyed are all tied to cutscenes, and you can just bomb trigger to destroy all of them instead of using the metal ball and doing that whole puzzle. Because yeah, casually, like most people get stuck in this dungeon for like their first time playing through it.
This is like the casual get stuck dungeon, I feel like.
Yeah, I've watched a lot of first-time playthroughs, and like people are always like stuck and like really frustrated, like playing this dungeon. And I was like that too as a kid when I first played this.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah, I'm trying for a trick called Goomba Surf. So, there you go. So I needed the top Goomba to move to the right. And so 1 in 4 chance every time you enter the room. And then you can do a super jump off of the wall. And because of the lack of a Z-axis, you can like get to the upper section after bouncing off the Goomba. So I think that, oh, whoops. I think that was 6th try. So a little below average. Yeah, I think I lost time over not going for it because how many tries it took. If you do, I think the fastest alternate strat is, I think it's like 12 seconds slower than not going for Goomba Surf. So if you get it, I think if you get it 5th try, it's about the same, or about even. And then, yeah, like you save like 3 seconds per one less try that you take. Oh god, I'm behind by 3.5 minutes now. Because of all those
Sub-hour pace. Let's go.
Yeah, barely. Actually, that marathon run today, I was like 1.5 minutes over estimate, so hopefully I can at least beat sub-hour. Because my estimate was an hour for that one, and I got like 101.32 or something like that. Yeah, the rest of the runs like not too difficult, but there is quite a bit of, there is some parts of some like RNG at the end. The final boss. So potentially the roughest part is like the final phase of the final boss is like pretty RNG heavy. So sometimes you can just like lose like half a minute for no reason. Which we'll see.
There's just Turtle Rock and the final boss left?
Correct. Yeah, and I skipped talking to Marin there because if you use the hookshot or if you interact with her, then she'll talk to you, and then her dad will come and talk to both of you, and then the owl will come and talk to you. So it loses like 40 seconds. So you want to go underneath her and not talk to her. He said, I think it's 40 or 45 seconds, something like that.
Wow, that sprite did not know what to do with Bow Wow.
Yep.
Oh, it's because of the chain link is probably calling on the same kind of function as the tails on the little Moldorm guys.
I think that might be right. Yo, that's a good eye on that one. Because I always wondered why it happens there particularly.
It looks like it's kind of doing the same thing, like whatever function is causing Bow Wow's chain to work the way it does, which is very impressive looking for Game Boy.
Right?
It looks like the Moldorms maybe act a similar way.
Yeah, so I've always wondered why it's like there particularly that it freaks out like that. And yeah, or another bomb trigger.
Maybe it's the exact same sprite, just with, or the exact same like object, just with different sprites. I don't know.
Maybe, so it like freaks out when they both like interact in a way.
Yeah.
Oh, slight mistakes. It's all right. But yeah, some bomb triggers being broken. I woke up the turtle, or like the whatever that enemy is, like that you fight to get into the dungeon. I woke him up with a bomb trigger instead of playing the Frog Song of Soul, and when his head and neck is extending out, it doesn't have a hitbox, so you can just walk through it and enter the dungeon without fighting him. If it ends up being fully extended though, before you actually enter in the dungeon, then you'll get stun locked by the neck and just end up dying eventually. Pretty funny looking.
I feel like this dungeon might actually be more confusing than Eagle Tower in like some ways.
This one's brutal. Like finding the switch you need to be able to get the magic rod. Whereas right now I just like super jumped over the blocks that you're normally supposed to find a switch to like lower the pegs, but yeah, because I can just super jump over it, then it teases it. Oh man, this jump is getting the best of me. So yeah, what I'm doing, I know why I'm falling into the lava. I keep pressing left too early, so I'm canceling part of my boots speed. Oh, what the? I'm not sure why my jump didn't put there. There you go. So I'm going this route because I'm low on bombs, so I wanted to grab a refill. So normally it loses like 5 seconds if you don't make a mistake. But because I wasted extra bombs throughout the run, then I wouldn't have had enough to set up for the final boss. Because I'm gonna be doing a bomb trigger at the start of that fight to be able to do a couple RNG manipulations at the start of the fight. But also, yeah, here's Cue Ball. You can kind of stun lock him because the spin slash can just barely hit his backside without hitting his head if you time it right. And then he always changes directions after each hit he takes, so you can kind of just make him like move back and forth until you hit him enough times until he dies. Then here we call the Roomba room, where we use that rolling rock to fill in the spaces to get the nightmare key. I love that name for the room.
That's good. I'm very happy with that one.
Yeah, the Roomba room's so good. And yeah, more super jumping to pretty much cheese the rest of the dungeon. But yeah, normally this is supposed to be like a mini boss gauntlet too, but I like didn't really fight any mini bosses. Yeah, Hothead, his spawn point is RNG. But I actually got good luck when he spawned, but I still ended up getting a 2-cycle. So.
One thing I love about this game is that like the boss text boxes after you beat them, and they're so ominous.
I know. They like really make it sound like the world is coming to an end. Or it also makes me question, are you doing the right thing?
Right, they're like, you sure you want to do this? Everyone, even the people you love, are gonna disappear. You're like,
Yeah, exactly.
I have to turn this game back into Hollywood Video tomorrow, so I think I gotta.
Yeah, when I was a kid, like reading the text, I was like, whoa, this is actually kind of scary.
It's kind of the Shadow of the Colossus effect.
Oh, haven't played it still. Been meaning to, but
all right, then I'm not gonna say anything.
Yeah, I don't mind, but I might not get the reference though at the same time.
It's basically just the game sort of also makes you question if you're doing the right thing. Pretty heavily. And I think pretty definitively you are not doing the right thing.
All right, I'm getting more hyped to play it.
It's a classic.
Yeah, it's been recommended. Like people have recommended it for years, and I've been like, "Oh, I'm gonna get on it," and I just keep forgetting. So I'm gonna write it down after this.
It feels a little dated to control. I don't love it. A lot of like its mechanics, but the game is gorgeous and it's jaw-dropping. It came out when it did, and it pretty clearly created a lot of influence for like today's open world games. So like very worth your time.
That makes sense.
If nothing else, just like watch a playthrough.
Yeah, I've seen like small amounts of gameplay, but not too much. Ooh, top 5 all-time faves. I like the sound of that.
I feel like you could probably beat it in less than 10 hours.
Okay, so it's shorter than I thought it would be too. Thought it might take me like, 4 days or something.
I don't think so. I feel like if you get a good grasp of the mechanics, it shouldn't take you too terribly long.
Okay, sounds good. Oh, and yeah, this puzzle, so I can just see into the code and I know the RNG. I'm just kidding.
Nice.
So yeah, if you never read the book in the library, the pattern's always left, left, up, right, right, up, left, up. And then it gets changed to whatever's in the book when you read it. So yeah, did the bomb trigger there at the start, which skips 12 seconds worth of text and also causes the music to not play. And with that, you're able to manipulate that blob phases spawn inside the wall, and you can kill it in an unintended way by holding your sword out on a specific pixel. In addition, you can also manipulate the this guy, the Aghanim phase. Because the music actually rolls RNG when it's playing. So because we canceled the music, you can oh, I hope I got that. Okay, cool. Yeah, if you stand in certain positions when you hit them, then for each hit, then you can manipulate to get no blue balls during the entirety of the fight.
That's really sick.
Yeah, there's
nice Boulder phase. Good.
I failed that stun lock so much in like my D-Rust runs lately, so I'm glad that I at least like got it this time.
This is such a cool boss.
Yeah, like all these phases from like yeah, I guess Link's Nightmares, because of like a Link to the Past bosses for the most part. It's actually super cool.
And like a final boss phase that like includes platforming.
Yeah, you can actually jump over him. This RNG is a green. What is it? Yeah, he can take a random amount of time to open his eye, and he's been kind of just chilling. Also, you can get what we call blinking. Oh, there, he did it once actually. So sometimes when he closes his eye, he'll just like instantly open it. Yeah, times also when I reach the top of the stairs and the screen fades to white.
We'll probably take the first break after the run is over.
All right. Yeah, that's time.
GG. Sick.
Thank you. 58:07, so not really close, but
but a completed run nonetheless, and sub hour.
Yeah, exactly. Like, yeah, since I lost like 2.5 minutes in Dungeon 7.
That's all good.
And half a minute in Dungeon 8, so it's not too bad.
No, not at all. This is a great showcase. So, gamers, we're not done. This is not it for PB Precipice. Though the run is over, that is not the only run. So the point of this show, right, is that Ryan can do PB attempts. So Ryan just very graciously did a no reset for all of you. So please thank him. And please follow Ryan on Twitch, twitch.tv/Ryan_Ford522. If you're on YouTube, it's in the description. If you're on Twitch, it's in the chat right now. Go follow Ryan. Excellent speedrunner of lots of retro games, and also a melee player in his own right. So gamers, check out Ryan Ford. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, Ryan will do more PB attempts for this category. So this is not the end of Link's Awakening by any means. We will be right back in just a few moments. Don't go anywhere. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to PB Precipice on the GDQ Hotfix. I am Adef, and we are back with Ryan Ford showing off Link's Awakening DX, any percent, no save and quit, wrong warp, or out of bounds. And we just had an excellent no reset run, sub hour, but Ryan will be doing more PB attempts in just a moment. But first, some quick announcements. Games Done Quick Highlights is a channel that features highlights of our GDQ Hotfix shows. Use the !highlights command to learn more about our highlights. And if you have any ideas for your own show or one-off events, please feel free to go to gamesdonequick.com/hotfix to submit your ideas. But Ryan, welcome back.
Yo, thank you. Hope you had a good break.
After that no reset.
Not bad. Like, I feel like I played decent overall. Had like,
nice,
messed up one major thing a lot, so that was about it.
Nice. Well, whenever you're ready to take it away, you can give a countdown, and we'll get back into runs.
All right. Wait, I need to double check. Is this okay? Yeah, it's a fresh file. Cool. Okay, so I never saved by accident. All right, so get the countdown from 3 again. 3, 2, 1, go.
Let's get some GLHFs in chat.
I'll say it to myself. I'm just kidding.
Nice. So at the beginning here, I wanted to ask if you had any sort of like, a lot of speedrunners have sort of, they do a no reset and they're like, okay, here's what I'm going to change. What is your sort of mentality going into your next few attempts?
Ooh, that's a good question. All right, so one thing for so the big killer for me was rooster skip, which I just happened to my first jump, like I was too early twice in a row. So I gotta try to tighten up on that, of course. And then I was behind by a lot in the early game, but I feel that I was a little too how do I explain it? Like, I was trying too hard to cut corners a lot, and like, I don't know, walking into pits and enemies. So I kept like making like small mistakes here and there that was kind of adding up on the first split. So I feel it kind of snowballed from there. So even if I feel that I won't, if I think that I'm not going to be able to like cut a corner or like sneak around an enemy, then I'm gonna try to just trust my gut and like play it safer a little more.
Love to hear it.
Yeah, because compared to like world record, like, I mean, my PB is like 3 minutes behind world record, so like, you know, I don't need like the best strats to get a PB. And yeah, I feel that if I can like play well enough that I think I could have the potential for like a 53, but I don't know, we'll have to see. Like, combination of I'm gonna probably need like good enough RNG and also just to avoid making like a lot of small errors. Which I was actually having a hard time with the spin slash to break those crystals before I grabbed that chest just now, but I kind of slowed down the setup a little bit because I feel I always rushed it too much. So I slowed it down a little bit, and I feel that it was actually like easier to execute this time. So yeah, little things like that. Just like I don't have to like force like going too fast all the time. This part though, this is completely out of my control. So sometimes, okay, I'm gonna reset. Sometimes you're just boned.
Tough.
All right, we'll start again with the timer. Yeah, 3, 2, 1, yep. So yeah, obviously, like the RNG parts, like nothing you can do about that. But for execution wise, like I can definitely like tone it down a bit with like trying to cut corners too tight and like trying to like barely squeeze past enemies when I don't have to. So things like that I can do a little bit better. Also, like sometimes I was trying to cut too tight around pits, and I would waste like 2 or 3 seconds like falling into pits often. So just gotta be like a little more careful. Oh yeah, what was it about?
Do you have a favorite trick in the game?
Favorite trick? So I think getting the sword early looks cool when you damage boost. So I took 2 extra hits unintentionally. So just to be safe, I'm gonna pick up a heart. From there's a certain bush that you can cut that guaranteed gives a heart drop. Actually, nah, screw it. I think I'll be fine without it. If I take 1 more hit before I get to that spot, then I'll take the heart, because then I absolutely need it. But I think this should be fine with 1.5. So yeah, I think that getting the sword early, that's like one of the cool looking tricks, even though that saves a very little amount of time. Goomba Surf I think is really cool, but again, RNG heavy. I think also okay, I know like super jumps are like fairly simple looking because they're all like almost the same each time, but I think when like you're in some areas where you have to do a lot of super jumps, like it looks really cool just like kind of like slipping past like everything. For example, Dungeon 6, since we do like the second half of the dungeon backwards by being able to super jump, super jump over a bunch of walls. So you kind of get like the nightmare key like backwards compared to how you're supposed to normally get it. So I think it looks really cool. French press as well, I think. It's like a really cool looking trick. Because you also use your sword to like, because you need to like shield bump off of the Stalfos while facing left. So you do a super jump when facing up, and then you like turn left by swinging your sword and then putting out your shield like right after. All right, I blew it there. All right,
gonna start. This is what the show's for.
Exactly. All right, 3, 2, 1, go. Yeah, so in addition, like I already took kind of long to like have the moblin like move upwards, but then I barely didn't clip into the wall yet again, so I think I was off by a pixel, so Link ended up just like pressing up against the wall and got stuck on it. And then afterwards I tried to press left to kind of like get into a position to clip around the wall, but I went too far and I just ended up getting like pushed into the pit because of that. So one mistake led to another in like very short succession. But yeah, it happens.
Are you playing on Game Boy Player or SNES Super Game Boy?
Yeah, Game Boy Player. So streaming from my GameCube.
Nice.
So same way that I would stream Melee at home, pretty much.
Man doesn't even play on a Wii.
Yeah, for Melee, it depends. If I'm using like the 20XX training pack, then I'll use my Wii, but or if the Wii is already just plugged in, then I'll use it. But if not, if the GameCube's already plugged in, I'm lazy, so I just use the GameCube. Yeah, it's only because like how the AV cables are different between the consoles, so
right,
needing to like replug everything. Like sometimes I'm just too lazy. Hey, there's a name I recognize, Colin Bolts. It's also a super cool speedrunner of multiple games.
Nice.
A lot of obscure ones as well. But then also some other ones like Majora's Mask and, you know, some like more known games. And I would have never seen a Glover speedrun if it wasn't for him. That game actually looks wild.
A classic speedrun.
And then Mystical Ninja, starring Goemon as well.
It's a great game.
Yeah, it's a super cool looking run. I gotta try to play that game casually because I had it. One person from my local Smash scene recommended it to me a long time ago, but I never played it. The same friend also got me to play Bomberman Hero, which was actually really
Bomberman
fun.
Hero is like top 5 N64 games. That game slaps.
So good. The soundtrack is amazing too.
It's the best soundtrack on the N64 in my opinion.
Oh, that's just unlucky. The Moblin. So it all right, before I explain what happened. 3, 2, 1, go. Yeah, so he gave the up movement, but he instantly turned right when I bumped into him with my shield, so I made the setup not work. So kinda got screwed by RNG, basically, again. Owl always wanting to come and slow Link down. And in addition, like, because you don't have bombs right away, you can't do a bomb trigger to skip the Owl's landing animation and flying away animation. So when you first enter the forest, you can, in any percent no whoop and 100% no whoop. Since you get bombs first, then you would do your first bomb trigger there. But yeah, what was I gonna say? I also liked Bomberman second attack for N64 as well. So I only kind of recently played. I know, right? Last night, so not my first playthrough, but last night I started playing Banjo-Tooie. I haven't played it in a long time, but it's good. I'm like kind of remembering some stuff, but kind of not remembering some stuff. So I've been like getting sort of lost already.
I've actually never played Tooie. I've played Kazooie, and loved it. Absolutely loved it. But I just have never gotten around to Tooie.
I recommend it. If you like, if you've ever played Donkey Kong 64, then it got a lot of that feel because there's a lot of collectibles.
Yeah, is it, so, you know, like how similar is it to Banjo-Kazooie versus, you know, like theming-wise versus Donkey Kong 64?
Theming wise, I think it actually plays as like a really good sequel to Banjo-Kazooie because
nice.
When you start off, like you have some of the power-ups that you got from Kazooie already, so it felt like it like leads into itself as a good sequel. Though yeah, the worlds are I guess they're bigger, so they're like a little more open, so that's why it's got more of the DK64 feel in that way.
Sure.
And then also the note, they're grouped in fives, I think. So there's not like single notes like in Banjo-Kazooie. So I guess it feels like a bit less of like a drag for collecting all the notes.
Sure.
So I feel for like hundo speedrunning is I think getting the single notes in like a regular Kazooie run like actually seems really cool. But if you're like playing through it casually, like it's easy to like miss one note somewhere, and it can be just like hectic to find it. All right, 3, 2, 1, go.
It's also a shame there's I mean, it was fixed in the Xbox Live Arcade version of Banjo-Kazooie, which in my opinion is the definitive casual experience version.
Ooh.
But like if you die, let's say in like Bubble Gloop Swamp or something, and you have 99 notes, you actually now have 0 notes.
Yeah, that too. Oh my gosh. Was it Rusty Bucket Bay was like so brutal.
Oh yeah.
With that particularly. I love the music in that level too, but
yeah, no, it's like devilish losing all your notes. But in the Xbox Live Arcade version, they fix it, or rather changed it, so that if you die, you keep your note count.
Oh, wow. I guess people like really hated that before, so
yeah.
That or the devs were like, yeah, this is too mean, baby. yeah. Rusty Bucket Bay and what was the other underwater?
Clanker's Cavern.
There you go. Yeah, those ones. It was like pretty easy to die, then lose all your notes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that change personally, but
yeah, it's great. If you have an Xbox 360 somehow, the Xbox Live Arcade version is awesome.
Nice. The one game I wanted to try to play, like the XBLA version, was Perfect Dark. Yeah, because it's like 60 FPS, and it also seems to not be super laggy like the N64 version. Cause, yeah, that game like lags everywhere, which pretty much my one complaint about the game. As much as I love it, but yeah, the frame rate drops like everywhere when there's like, you know, 2 or 3 extra enemies somewhere or something like that.
Yeah, the Rareware XBLA ports are great.
Yeah, so if I get an Xbox, then might be time. Oh yeah, I think Xbox Live Arcade. I think there's a Turtles in Time like remaster.
I think so.
I hope I'm not crazy about that, but yeah, Turtles in Time was really fun, like on SNES and arcade when I was a kid. All right, finally got this Moblin boost, and he also gave me perfect luck too. So
we have a run.
Have a run started, and skip the owl too. So This is more of a pace that I like.
Love to hear that.
Yeah, instead of being like, 20 seconds behind right off the bat kind of thing. Which, yeah, for a lot of those, like, Moblin boosts, even though I've been getting, like, not great RNG, then whenever I finally got the position to do it, I've just, like, choked so many times. So, like, a lot of those runs I probably would have continued, but then I also just, like, failed the trick in addition to, like, waiting so long. So, hence why I reset a bunch of times. So yeah, I keep forgetting to say flashing lights warning for the when you get zapped by the shopkeeper.
Oh yeah, that is a good call.
I keep forgetting like every time.
It's pretty short.
Yeah, like every time I'm on the way there, I think to say it, and then when I actually get there, I just forget.
And it's like the only flashing light portion of the game.
Yeah, they only take one death, so. And yeah, everything else is like pretty static, like in terms of like colors. Oh, actually, yeah, I guess because fortunately we're not doing Hundo, because when you learn the Frog Song of Soul, that that's also like the lights kind of turn on and off, so the screen goes like black and then light like over and over. So it's like. Yeah, so usually I try to issue like a flashing lights warning for that one, but it's not relevant in this category.
Not relevant.
Yeah, since you never learned the song, because you can bomb trigger stuff. And yeah, so yet again, trying to also remember to kill some of these enemies, again, because of the whole like piece of power routing. Generally, if there's something in my way, then likely I'll just try to kill it. Dude, no death runs like it's nothing. Yeah, the old what was it? I think it was like Twin Galaxies ruling was that you had to also beat this deathless. But community kind of just decided yeah, screw that. We're gonna run with it takes long to farm rupees to be able to buy the shovel. So
yes, the arbiters of how video games need to be played. Those legends, right? Over at TG.
I know, right? Yeah, how much times have changed.
We were just talking about this in the call before the show started. Ryan and Railcoon and I were talking about old Speed Demos archive forums and old Smashboard forums.
Yep. And how dated a lot of like posts are, but
I mean, I feel like if you went back, you'd be like, they said that. There's some real interesting stuff in the old boards, in the old texts.
Yep.
The ancient texts.
Even on Smashboards, like sometimes I look up the old Greater Toronto Area thread, and like looking at how much of like a mudslinging fest it was sometimes. Gamer speak and all that.
Did you just like dominate back then in the local scene?
I was kind of. So I never started out at like a low level, but I didn't win a tournament until. I think I won my first tournament in 2007, so it was like more than 2 years after I'd started competing by that point. Yeah, first event I entered, I got seventh out of like 84 entrants, but I learned advanced techniques for like about 8 or 9 months by that point. So I was all cocky, like, oh, I'm gonna win this. These guys don't even know. And you know, I've never met any like
Classic.
smashers from the community yet, but
Yeah, and you're like, all my friends get absolutely annihilated.
yep. Like me
My
and
friends
my
are like, let's play Smash, and I'm like, okay.
exactly, like every friend group I had, like I would usually destroy them, aside from one friend that so my buddy, if anyone has followed like the old school Melee days, like probably know of Rainix. So me and him ended up going to the same high school, and I met him because he used to be like next door neighbors with like my best friend since like 3rd grade. And coincidentally, when my buddy moved away from our old neighborhood, then yeah, they happened to be neighbors. And then like, yeah, Rainix was like, oh, you know Smash Bros. Melee? I'm sick at that game. And then my other buddy was like, oh, I have this one friend who's like amazing at the game and like just beats like anyone that like he never loses like to anybody. Talking about me. And then we met at so my buddy's younger brother's birthday party. Then finally met Rainix, and then we played one-on-one match on Hyrule Temple. My Ness against his Mario, and he
what a matchup.
he destroyed me. And then I wanted to run it back by playing Mario against them, because that was like my true main at the time.
Sure.
And then since we were at like at a party, then everyone else wanted to play, so we played like free-for-alls and played like Mario Kart Double Dash and stuff like that. So I never got to play him again until, yeah, that was like, whoops, where am I going? So that was like 2003, and then I went to high school in 2004, and we ended up going to the same school. And then eventually, late 04, I went to his place and finally played again. So we finally did Hyrule Temple again, 3 stocks.
My God,
Mario this time.
You never stopped thinking about it.
I was salty for like a year. I had to hold that. So I was like, I never lose to like other friend groups. Like only my older brother would like beat me, and we were like about even with each other. And then we finally played it again, and then I destroyed him this time and was like, all right, I got my revenge.
Meanwhile, he doesn't even remember playing you the first time.
He remembered. He was like bragging about it in school, how he like whooped me, and I was just like waiting to play him. Like he talked so much smack, and then finally got my revenge.
The Toronto salty sweet.
It would have been such a good theme. And then from there we started like playing with each other and hanging out, and like we didn't know advanced techniques yet at that point. And he thought that Mario was so broken because I would do a short hop neutral air, and he didn't know how to short hop at all. And he didn't know how to neutral air either. Yeah, he would use a tap jump with the control stick.
Oh, cursed.
So, I was like, man, that's terrible. I use the Y button all the time. So yeah, back in the day, I was also considered weird for using Y instead of X.
I jump with X.
Do you also use R for L cancels?
No, I use L for L cancels. In the name.
Because yeah, in the old days, like locally, a lot of people used X and R, and I was like weird for using Y and L.
I use Z only for Nair.
Oh wow.
Like I use A for or the C stick for most aerials, but then I'll use Z for Nair for some reason. I don't know.
Well, what character do you use?
I main Marth, but my true love is Captain Falcon.
Nice. I was gonna guess Falco, but
no, I refuse to play Spaceys.
Too hard.
Part of that is because I don't know. I've been speedrunning for a long time, and I've tried to be good to my hands. And especially in recent years, I've like been really conscientious about my hand health, which is very important for any budding speedrunners out there. But
absolutely,
you know,
absolutely.
For Melee, which I play mostly like semi-casually, I just like I can't play for more than an hour. Like, my hands get absolutely wrecked.
Ah, got you.
So
Yeah.
Spaceys would only compound that issue, I think.
Yeah, I've been lucky. I have like, okay, people say that I hold the controller weird when I play Melee, so I also kind of have like an oddly light grip. So I've competed for like, wait, 2005, so I guess like 17 years. Yeah.
Wow.
Or 16 and a half-ish. And yeah, like I haven't had hand issues really aside from if I'm playing when it's cold, that's like the only time that it'll hurt. So like in the winter or like, you know, unheated rooms or rooms with really powerful air conditioning, stuff like that. Like say if you travel to like Cali or something, it's like Cali or Florida, like the AC is like so powerful there, like everywhere.
There's a question in chat here, Ryan. Well, actually two. We'll start with the first one. What is no save and quit, wrong warp, and OOB?
All right, so yeah, for no save quit, so you might have seen me using the save quit menu. So I only use it to pause buffer stuff and to skip text when opening a chest. So yeah, so actually doing a save and quit to save warp or anything like that is banned. Then no wrong warp. So any screen transition I take has to take me to its intended location. Oh shoot, I was off by a pixel there. Whoops. Okay, there you go. And no out of bounds. Oh yeah, so no out of bounds. So Link, okay, so Link can actually clip into solid objects like walls and trees and stuff, and clip into this right here to put this key in backwards. You have to actually clip to make that work. So you can like naturally clip into the walls, and if you're more than 3 pixels outside of a wall, then, or sorry, more than 3 pixels inside of a wall, then it's considered out of bounds. And if you transition through a solid tile, like a wall or a tree or something, then that's also out of bounds. Even if it takes you to like the intended screen, if you like clip like through, if you transition like through a wall, then that's out of bounds. And then also with wrong warps, there's also the doghouse glitch. So you can like clip into the back of the doghouse where the house where Bow Wow lives back in the village where you start out at. And when you enter through the back of the doghouse, it'll either wrong warp you to some location or take you to this entirely glitched world that has its own like subset of maps that you can go through. All right, I might have killed the run with this Dodongo skip. That trick can be a run killer as well, because I think you have like a 3-frame window to super jump and then clip, or sorry, super jump and then clank into it and get over that block. Because if you do it too late, you'll end up not getting enough distance and you'll get stuck inside the block and soft lock yourself. I failed the French press this time. I got a little I think I did it a frame too late, so I didn't get enough distance to go over the wall, and I got kind of stuck like on the ledge. What? Oh well, it is what it is.
The French press still the best trick name I've heard all day.
Yeah, I'll forever love it. I forgot also because I failed the French press. Those enemies also respawn. It's like those red slime guys.
Yeah, the choo-choos.
Yeah, they're called Zols.
Oh, Zols, that's right. All the enemy names are like so whack in this game.
I know, right? Yeah, choo-choos from like, yeah, I guess Wind Waker and like Minish Cap and stuff like that.
Yeah, I think in Zelda 1 they're still called slimes, or maybe they are Zols in Zelda 1 as well. Zelda
Actually,
1
don't remember. The one that throws off a lot of people is the Pole's voice because of
yeah,
the hint in Dungeon 2 about killing the Pole's voice, then the keys, and then
And everybody's like, "What's a Pole's voice?" Yeah, in Zelda 1 they're called Zols also.
All right, gonna reset because since I'm really behind, and then like time wise, like even if I finish that run, I wouldn't be able to finish another one in the time given. So with those 2 failed Dodongo skips, I was behind like 57 seconds already. I lost like half a minute. So all right,
yeah, I mean, if you want to close out another no reset, you probably have like 20 minutes.
Yeah,
exactly.
exactly.
We also have to take another break at some point, so maybe after your next reset, if that happens soon.
Okay.
If not, we'll figure it out.
Sounds good. All right, 3, 2, 1, go. Yeah, Zols and Gels. Oh yeah, did you find out what they were called in Zelda 1?
Yeah, Zols. They're called Zols in Zelda 1.
Okay. And then yeah, I know Pole's voice is the same in both games as well. Those rabbit things that jump.
Yes, in Zelda 1, the rabbits are also called Pole's voice.
Yeah. Because that puzzle in Dungeon 2 to get the Nightmare Key, where you have to kill the Pole's voice, then the keys, and then the Snowfos in that order. A lot of people got stuck from the hint, but because I knew that it was called Pole's voice from playing Zelda 1 when I was a kid, then I ended up not getting stuck there, fortunately, because of that.
I think I just guessed, you know, because I knew Stalfos and Keys from Ocarina of Time.
Makes
which
sense.
I played before this, so I was like, all right, well, the other one must be that.
Makes sense. Yeah, I also played Ocarina of Time before I played this too.
I would say, Ryan, if the Moblin skip is a little less than optimal, we might break if that's okay.
Okay. All right, I'll try to. Yeah, like say if I'm like 20 seconds behind the like bad Moblin skip, then I'll probably reset.
Okay.
What happened? Run was dead. So there was probably a very, 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 very slight chance that I could have PB'd that run, but I would have had to play like incredible for the whole run, and also the RNG would have to like be really good for the rest of that run. I doubt that like both of those things would happen if either. So yeah, I do have splits, but they're like I have my own split showing, and yeah, I was behind by like nearly a minute by that point, so that's why I reset. 'Cause, yeah, my Dungeon 2 segment was actually really poor, and then Dungeon 3 I just had like at least like 4 mistakes combined. I might skip out on the French press as well, because now that also punished me pretty hard, but it doesn't save much time either. Like I think it saves like 2 or 3 seconds, so it's a very small time save. But then yeah, if you fail it, it also will lose like I think close to 10. So it was like that, and then I also lost for each failed Dodongo skip, I lost like probably about like 5 seconds per fail. So all of that combined together, and I lost like close to half a minute on that split. Yeah, no problem. Is it Fat Will? I'm assuming, because I'm assuming like one of those L's or I's, but I could be wrong.
Ryan, do you have a favorite dungeon and least... Did I already ask this question? No, I asked favorite trick. Do you have a favorite dungeon and least favorite dungeon, like, casually in for speedrunning?
Alright, for speedrunning, in any category besides Hundo, Dungeon 5 is my favorite. And,
which is Catfish's Maw, right?
Yeah. Because I like the, I like the... There's a lot of execution and all these, like, small optimizations that you can do that just, I feel looks really, really cool when you, as you improve in the game. Like, I feel like it, the skill directly, like, translates as you just overall get better at the game for that dungeon. Then in Hundo, there's a trick called early hookshot, which is like frame rule dependent. So the trick that literally just works 50-50 because it's like frame rule dependent. So sometimes you get it first try and you're good, and sometimes you know, you get like 7th try and lose like 15 seconds per try. So it's like brutal. Like my Hundo PB would probably be better than it is if it wasn't for that trick being luck dependent, because I've lost like so many runs to getting 3rd try or worse on that trick. So despite it being a 50-50, but yeah. But casually favorite dungeon. So I used to say that I like Catfish Ma's music, but for gameplay wise though, casually I actually like Turtle Rock because of the mini boss gauntlet. It kind of just shows like how much more powerful you become when you get all this equipment, because you kind of just like tear through all of the past dungeons mini bosses. So you don't even really fight any of them in a speedrun. You don't like fight any of them though, since you do so many skips. Oh, aside from Cue Ball, I guess, but like technically you skip him in Dungeon 4, so that's like technically your first time fighting him in Dungeon 8 in the speedrun. Even though it should be your 2nd time normally fighting him. Okay, just making sure I didn't fall into that pit, so I was silent for a bit there. No thief category. Nope. Yeah, even in like glitches and stuff, we still steal the shovel and the bow. But yeah, I wonder how the money routing would be for if you were to not steal items.
A lot of the fights would be slower in early game.
Yeah, exactly, because killing most of the mini bosses and stuff with like 2 arrows, and then the genie in Dungeon 2, like killing him with a bomb arrow for the final hit. So you'd have to actually like watch him teleport around the room and all that stuff. So that would waste time. Huh, I wonder. Yeah, okay, we talked about French press being a coffee maker type thing. The marathon that I ran this morning, talking about that. But yeah, I guess because like bench pressing for bodybuilders, French press, but then yeah, and then of course like coffee. You know, pressed coffee.
Are you a coffee guy?
I was going to have some before the run, but then I ended up not making it.
I am not a coffee guy.
Yeah, I usually just have like whatever store-bought brand that's like in the cupboard at home. So I think it's what do we have? Nescafe brand.
I have like 1 cup of coffee maybe every couple months.
Oh wow!
Like
so
if I'm in dire need.
So you're doing a good job, because there's definitely like mixed stories about caffeine and like what it does to you.
Yeah, like I feel like coffee and dark chocolate and wine. I feel like I hear differing opinions and different quote-unquote scientific papers like every year that are like, oh, dark chocolate makes you live longer, and then the next year it's like dark chocolate will kill you. And the next year it's like red wine's good for you.
Yep. Like,
okay.
Like those 3 things particularly, so true.
Yeah. Is there an opening in chess called the French press? Let's find out. Chess opening.
The French press. I would be surprised.
the French defense.
Okay, that I've heard. And I don't even like really play chess either.
Sometimes just called the French.
Have to shorten everything.
I know.
The French opening. Whoa, cheers from Idaho. The only thing I know about Idaho is potatoes. Oh, that might be random. I think they're famous for like growing potatoes. Bow Wow, please, not again. He missed his first. Alright, missed 3 lunges. Alright, so I guess we can take that break.
Okay, sick. All right, gamers, we're gonna take a very quick break. There'll be more PB Precipice, more Link's Awakening DX speedrunning in just a second. Ryan Ford will be back in just a moment. Do not go anywhere. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the GDQ Hotfix. This is PB Precipice. I am your host, Adef. We have Ryan Ford showing off Link's Awakening DX, any percent no squoob. I've said it. Squoob. Some quick announcements, gamers. Your subs, gift subs, Prime Gaming subs, and bits do help support weekly Hotfix content and shows like this. Please consider supporting our daily content if you enjoy these Hotfix shows. Thank you to viewers like you, etc., etc. If you're watching on YouTube, go to twitch.tv/GamesDoneQuick if you're interested in looking at our live content starting weeknights at 7 p.m. Eastern and weekends at 1 p.m. Eastern. And Games Done Quick will be at PAX East 2022, April 21st to April 24th. If you're interested in submitting a run, use !PAX in Twitch chat and fill out the form. That is, of course, if you are planning on attending the event. Don't just submit willy-nilly, so... Anyway, Ryan. Hello.
Hello.
Welcome back, and feel free to start your next run whenever you're ready.
All right. So, give another countdown from 3, 3, 2, 1. Yep. Yeah, so if y'all have already been here and watching, I don't know if any of y'all saw me finish the run, the one run. But yeah, I guess since we're like strapped for time at this point, I'll try to make this a no reset run. Hopefully I don't fall like behind at the beginning, but we'll see. Also, for that question about where I'm from, I'm in Toronto. So, Canada boy. But yeah, so same stuff as usual. Probably saw a bunch of resets when I was going to when I kept going to grab this sword, and then ended up going to the forest for to get the dungeon 1 key. Yeah, going this route actually is slightly faster than coming in from the left screen. So, might have seen me sometimes come from the top and sometimes come from the left. Usually if I came from the left, it's because of autopilot, because the other 2 categories that I run, it's usually better to come from the left, because killing that urchin when Link automatically does that spin slash when he grabs the sword, it has a 50% chance to drop a rupee, and those other categories you need to farm rupees. So I think the trade-off of losing like that like half second or whatever it is worth it to get the drop in that category, or to potentially get the drop. And coming from the left is just easier to execute compared to the damage boost strat.
Ryan, it's here in C block of the show that we're getting into the melee discussions.
Yep.
So I you know, obviously there are super majors coming up, right? Isn't Genesis back in person soon?
Yeah. I forgot the date for that actually.
It's within the next like month or 2, I think.
Yeah, like mid-April, so I think it's like 2 weeks. if I recall
So
correctly.
do you have any plans to come out of your like sort of semi-retirement? You know, as the scene transitions back into in-person, are we going to see any Ryan Ford Melee?
So I do want to travel out some more to events. So also Get On My Level in Toronto got announced. Okay, I'm gonna take my one reset. All right, 3, 2, 1, go. So yeah, there is Get On My Level in Toronto, but all right, this might be John's, but they're going to be running the tournament on monitors, and I already really hate playing on monitors. So
Oh, that is John's, bro. Come on.
Yeah.
A good BenQ has the same amount of lag as a CRT. It's like literally identical.
that's what I've been told. We have weeklies on Thursdays that are on monitors, and they like feel horrible when I play on them. Like there's players that go there that I like destroy on CRT, and like the 2 weeklies I went to, I like almost lose to them. But then like, when we play on CRT, they're like not even close, like at all. So I feel like I can't execute like half the stuff that I want to on them. But I keep being told that there's not supposed to be any kind of difference.
Well, I mean, I hate to tell you, but the era of monitors is only going to get more prevalent as time goes on.
I know. So I'm dreading that. So I'm pretty much avoiding whatever events have monitors at them. But if it turns out like everything has monitors, then I'll probably just try to be a commentator or something.
So I genuinely, GDQ was played on CRTs for a long time, main in-person GDQ events. And then in recent years, it has transitioned to monitors, and I was staunchly against for the same reason as you. I was like, I can feel it, there's delay, like, no way, I can't do this. Because I mainly ran like NES stuff. And so I was like, there's no way I can play on the main stage on a monitor.
Yeah.
But then I tried, and I like put effort into like, all right, let me really take the time to sit down at a BenQ and like, let's actually judge this. And over time, it did not take very long, I must say. I feel like I really adjusted very quickly, and now I don't even own a CRT anymore.
Oh wow. All right, might try to work at it then in that case, but yeah,
If
like
that's
I
the
went
only
to
thing keeping you away from Melee, then you gotta. It's time to get into the grind, because we want to see Ryan Ford back on the scene.
yeah, because I went to like 2 monthlies and 2 weeklies, and like they were all on monitors, and it was just like horrible, like playing on them for me. So like the 2 weeklies I won, and the 2 monthlies I lost to a up and comer player. But yeah, it it honestly didn't feel like I really got outplayed that much. It was just like I literally can't execute like half the things I want, so I just, since usually like I approach the opponent more often than vice versa, then like I run up to them and make a mistake and then just give them a free hit because I couldn't execute what I wanted, basically. But anyways, I'm getting too deep into like Johnning and stuff. But
No, but like, you know, it's valid. It's
Yeah.
valid. If it's something that, you know, is bothering your gameplay, then it's bothering your gameplay.
yeah, and when I stream, like it's a question that comes up like, well, like at least once when I stream, like, so like I answer this question like multiple times a day usually.
Oh, I'm sure. I apologize for bringing up a commonly asked question.
No, it's all good. I mean, the people want to see Ryan Ford, as he said. So yeah, so like I get why it's like asked often, you know.
Do you feel like some of like, you know, obviously you've been on the scene a very long time. Is there some degree of burnout, or like, you know, has your interest waned?
Ooh, I used to kind of have burnout. So okay, if I played the game for like every day for like 2 weeks, then I would get burned out. But like, if I just didn't play the game for like 2 days, then usually I could be good to play like another 2 weeks until I get burned out. It usually doesn't last long. But for now, as of now though, it's like Yeah, I don't know if like a burnout could be like an additional thing along with like me complaining about like monitors all the time. Like I don't know if they like tie into each other together, possibly.
The secret is to go back to your NES from 2005.
Imagine.
Gonna get you there.
Yeah. Also, I saw that someone answered the wrong word question, so thank you very much. I was trying to catch up on chat too. That means that I didn't need to explain it.
All right, here's the big ticket question, Ryan.
Mm-hmm.
Who do you think is best in the world right now?
Ooh. Oh, that's a spicy one.
I know. It's a contentious question.
I still think it's Mango, but I don't know. It's hard to. Oh man, like Mango or Zane. It's like it's hard to like come up with a concrete answer for either person. It's like that close.
What's their record right now? Their sets are pretty close.
Oh, I actually don't know their actual like score record. I assume that Zane might be ahead in sets. But then
Did they play in Grands at Summit?
Yeah. So when Mango
Mango won, right?
Yep. Yeah, Mango won 2 sets from losers bracket. Yeah, it kind of crushed them. Well,
Classic.
I guess it was like a reverse 3-0 the first set, and then kind of crushed him the second set. Because he won, yeah, he won like the 2 FD games as well.
Oh, that's
wild.
right.
And that's the first time in like a few years that Zane has like lost on FD to a Fox settle. And he lost the. How many games did Zane lose on FD? Like at least like 3 in that one event, Mango.
Yeah,
that's
like
actually wild.
part of me wants to say that Zane is the best, but Mango's recent results are like so great. And I don't know, like Mango's just got the sauce. I don't know what to say.
Yeah, like this might sound like BM to Zane, but like whenever Mango's like not getting cheesed by Zane, then like he kind of like makes him look bad. Like he calls out like all his habits like so well. And obviously Zane is like, you know, like he might actually just be the best in the world, but then like I don't know, something about when like Mango makes him panic, like I don't know, he's like really on him. It's like it's wild.
Mango's got that good pressure.
But then yeah, sometimes Zane like we'll just beat him anyway because like he'll, you know, kill him at 0 like twice per game or something.
Yeah, like Zane's tech skill is disgusting.
Yeah, and then also just Marth being able to like cheese like Fox and Falco really easily. So it's like sometimes they're having a close game or Mango's like dominating him, and then you know Mango's dies at 0% like twice or something.
Oh, that's the next big question, of course. 60-40 in whose favor?
Oh, I've always said that I think it's like about like 55-45 for Marth, like slight favor. And I think that because of like Leffen's thing, like he definitely like ruined it for the other Fox players because it's like, you know, like complaining about the matchup and saying that it's like clearly 60-40, it's undoable. He's gonna pick up Sheik for Marth, etc., etc. Then, yeah, it's like a lot of other people kind of assume that like all Fox players just like think it's like, you know, a really bad matchup for them. But yeah, I think for like the stages, I think that Fox has like, so I think like FOD and Dreamland is really good for Fox, and then I think Yoshi's story is close, and then I think Marth has the advantage on Battlefield, and I guess since Pokemon Stadium, if it's like still frozen at events, then Marth has advantage there. But then I think if it's not Frozen Stadium, like vanilla, then I think Fox has advantage there. So
Frozen Stadium is so good. Such a good decision that should have happened a long time ago.
I know, right? I always dislike the transformations on stadiums. So I love the Frozen Stadium. It's just that unfortunately Nintendo, you know.
Oh yes.
So yeah, some events will still have transformations because of that. But yeah, and then of course Final Destination, of course, is like the bad stage for Fox. But one, I think that people blow it out of proportion how bad it is. But then yeah, I think like Marth though, like obviously having advantage on FD, like I think that's what puts the matchup like slightly in his favor. So I think it's like pretty close to even though.
I would agree. I mean, even just like recent results amongst top players, like, yeah, there's some Marths that dominate, but like, for the most part, there are a lot of great spaces.
Yeah, exactly. I might have a bit of bias because like, I've had like a decently good track record against Smarts for most of my career. It's definitely thanks to like 2 different players from my local region that were both on the higher end of our power rankings in the older days, and they had like completely opposite playstyles to each other. So I think it kind of helped to cover most of my bases for when fighting against Smarts. So yeah, I always give the credit credit to those 2 players. Which yeah, like I had one, well, I guess controversial win versus Mewtwo King, and then so that's already like the best Marth at that time that I've beaten.
Controversial? Why?
Yeah, so there was like a rule. Okay, so at one point in I think 2011 and 2012, so there used to be like a new rule. There was a new rule made called Dave's Modified Stupid Rule, where basically in best of 5 sets, you can't pick the last stage that you won on, instead of like not being able to pick any stage that you won on, like in the normal Dave's Stupid Rule.
Right.
So yeah, Mewtwo King thought that he said that he thought that it was still Dave's Modified Stupid Rule for that tournament, Revival Melee 5, and I kept telling him that it wasn't. And then yeah, we kind of like argued about it for a bit because he was accusing me of lying and stuff. And then so that was like kind of the first time when tournaments were, tournaments were being streamed like more often. So so Gimmer for VG Bootcamp was running the stream, and it was like the first time that they've had like, over 1,000 viewers. So he was trying to rush us to start our game, and then he just said that Mewtwo King's allowed to pick Final Destination again for Game 5. But he wasn't allowed to since he already won Game 2, I think, on Final Destination. So then, so we ended up playing it, and then I lost. And then I went to go report to Alucard, the tournament organizer, that I lost the set. And then he was like, yeah, Mewtwo King wasn't allowed to pick Final Destination again. And then I was like, oh, okay. And then so I was like, all right, what do you want me to do about it? So he said, yeah, tell Mewtwo King that you guys have to redo Game 5, because that game doesn't count since he wasn't allowed to pick it. And because I didn't want to agree to go to the level.
Right.
So then, yeah, then because of that, we replayed Game 5, and he picked Yoshi's Story instead. So I ended up, I think, 3-stocking him in that game. So, which obviously I think he was also like tilted because we had to like replay Game 5. So,
right.
Kind of like the Leffen versus Chudat, like the IMO should be replayed meme.
Oh, right.
With like the UCF thing.
Yes.
Yeah, it's like kind of similar to that, but
you see that it another thing Papa Nintendo won't have.
Exactly. Except yeah, for that one I ended up being right though, that like Mewtwo King wasn't allowed to pick Final Destination for Game 5. So Then afterwards, when we replayed the game, he was or about to replay the game, he was saying how I was cheating because I picked Fountain of Dreams twice in our set. But that was because I lost game 3 on Fountain of Dreams, and then I picked it again for game 4. Oh, I think I was like talking so much that I didn't hear Link fall into the pit. Whoops. So I paused extra times there. It's fine though. This run's already dead, and like gonna be the last attempt. So since we're out of time,
hanging out. I'm enjoying the melee history.
Yeah.
maybe selfishly, maybe it's not very enjoyable to everybody, but I don't know. This is my show.
Exactly.
I'm enjoying it.
I'm enjoying it. Yeah, obviously you gotta.
What was your placing at that event?
I got second. So I lost to Mita King in grand finals afterwards. That was
oh wow.
We played in winter semis for that set when I won. And then I played my boy Kirby Kaze in winners finals.
Hey, now that's a name I haven't heard in a long time.
Yeah, the local it's like our local hero basically in Toronto. Well, I mean, he's retired now, and he also like recently got engaged at the end of the year. So, yeah,
man, that is a name I have not heard in so long.
I know,
my
right?
God.
Yeah, I think the last time he like seriously competed was up until I guess like mid 2018. But yeah, it had been a while. And then he came to one weekly in 2019 once, and like we played in grand finals. But he was definitely rusty, so I still won. But it wasn't like an easy win or anything, because he still one incredibly good, and two, since we, I guess pre-pandemic, we hang out pretty often, so like we would still play with each other when we would hang out.
Right.
Yeah, so he's not like. It's not like he just like never played and then got bad or something. And I heard that low key he's been like playing with some people. Well, again, pre-COVID, been low key playing with like some up and comers, and apparently he's still like, spanking them.
Nice.
It's kind of funny because yeah, some people that have gotten like like top 5 in our like power rankings, but then yeah. But apparently they're getting like restocked every game by him and stuff like that. So
nice French press, by the way.
Hey, thank you. I forgot I said I wasn't gonna go for it, but I guess the run's already dead, so it's like didn't really matter if I failed it, right?
That's the spirit.
But yeah, what was I gonna ask you? Wait, is PB Precipice the only show you run, or
no? I run 2 shows. The other show, which is the one I had first, is Challenger Approaching.
Oh, right.
Which is all about challenge runs. That's on every other Friday night.
Yep. I've definitely watched some episodes.
Nice. Yeah, we have I have a very exciting, I don't know, I guess announcement. It's not really an announcement, I guess, but this Friday, Challenger Approaching, I will have V-Sweat on, and he'll be doing Elden Ring hitless. So
whoa.
We're bringing the rang. We're bringing the rang onto Challenger Approaching. I want to capitalize on the hype and get it on. So we're gonna have hitless attempts on Challenger Approaching in 5 days.
Oh, that's hype. I'm gonna try and catch that.
V-Sweat is a sick dude. He was on for Dark Souls 2 hitless last year.
Nice. Yeah, I still gotta give Elden Ring a shot as well, because a few weeks ago, one of my sisters actually bought it in an Xbox Series S.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so she wanted to play Elden Ring, so
it's great. It
slaps.
It's like a tremendous video game.
Definitely gonna try and bum it off her and be like, hey, can I play her? Well, whenever she's done with it, because she's been playing it a lot, so I don't want to ask like
too early
right now. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, let her have fun with it and whatnot.
And then Challenger approaching later in April. On the 22nd, we're going to have Dotso will be playing Ocarina of Time Randomizer, but I'll have access to the spoiler log, and I can only communicate with him via Pictionary.
That's so funny.
So I have to draw hints of where to go.
That's so cool.
It was OT Rando people approached me and they were like, we want to do that. It's like, that sounds so sick. Let's do it.
That's so cool. So yeah, for those asking what killed the run, I guess it wasn't really visible. I just made so many mistakes, like literally everywhere, that I'm already behind like 45 seconds. It's just like poor movement, getting hit all the time. The Villa skip, like I paused like a few extra times, I think, too. So it was like 2 seconds per pause. Moblin skip itself at the start wasn't great. So after Dungeon 1, I was already like 22 seconds behind my PB. And then I lost another 22 seconds after Dungeon 2. Oh, I had like a third cycle for King Moblin as well, right before I got Bow Wow. Because I forget, I think I jumped past him when I did like a sword slash or something. Death by 1,000 cuts, exactly. Oh, why did I do a menu here? Whoops. I guess I'll just run with the boots then, because I was actually not supposed to open up the menu. I guess I gotta actually do another menu in that case. Yeah, also stuff like that, like this menuing. Yeah, so it wasn't like one thing that just killed the run. It was just like, I made like a million mistakes like everywhere that added up.
Reminder gamers to please follow Ryan on Twitch, twitch.tv/Ryan_Ford522. Very worth your time.
Yeah. Sorry for those that were hoping that I might get a PB though.
It's very uncommon that there's a PB on PB Precipice, so I wouldn't worry about it.
Yeah, exactly. That's what you told me at the start anyway. And yeah, admittedly, like, out of all the games I run, like, I figured that this was going to be, like, the hardest one for me to PB in, like, a 3-hour window, so I wasn't really expecting it to happen. Yeah, because of that, like, some like finicky stuff that can happen a lot, and the game is just like littered with RNG everywhere, so it's very easy to just like bleed time everywhere. But it is what it is. How many hours do I have in this game? If I were to guess,
it's like impossible to know with speedruns like this.
Exactly. If I were to guess, because when I talked about doing the 100% tournament when I first learned, I played like 47 out of like 50 consecutive days, and I probably played like a minimum of 3 hours each day. But like, some of those streams were like 8 hour long streams as well. So it's a lot of time in Hundo when I first learned, and then any percent no woob, I spent like 2 weeks after that tournament. And then this category, I guess I did one run a day, like, or I guess one run every other day this week, so which would be what, like an hour each. And then before that, I had run this category for like 2 days, so definitely not a lot of time spent in this category particularly, but I already had learned 2 other categories before I learned this one, so my goal was to get a sub 45 or sub 55 in this category, and then I just happened to get it faster than I thought I would. Yeah, since it took like 2 days.
God gamer.
Yeah, I don't think I've hit like 1,000 hours for this game in total, but like certainly
it's
like a few
rarer
hundred.
than you'd think to hit 1,000 hours in a game under an hour. Like, that's a lot of time spent practicing and doing attempts.
Yeah, exactly. And like, admittedly, I haven't like practiced as much as I should. Like, after my PB started to improve, like I didn't like the next step would be to try and like, well, one, to add strats, but also to practice like ILs, like individual levels or individual segments, so that you can try to start like consistently cutting your time down on like each split in runs. But usually I do more runs than I do practice. So honestly, you probably want to have more time like doing practice than doing runs, generally, if you want to get like top times in games.
I mean, I don't know, like, I agree, definitely, but there are definitely different mentalities amongst different runners, as for like what is optimal.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, I think time spent in the lab is ultra valuable.
Yeah, like the thing for me, it's like, because I generally don't like to stream practice, so I'd like do more runs than I should, basically. Because yeah, lately though, I've started to stream practices for like Donkey Kong Country 2 and Gimmick more often, because
oh, you speedrun Gimmick?
Yep.
Let's go.
Yeah, I have I recently got world record in any percent and any percent glitchless.
Wait, seriously?
Yeah.
Dude. What? Gimmick is sick.
Yeah, it's such a fun game. Fortunately, there was a new strat, or kind of new strat that came out, so for any percent, I guess I had technically had like an 8-second advantage over the previous world record.
I was just checked. I could have sworn Becco had the record in Gimmick. It seems that you have usurped him in any percent.
Yeah. Because yeah, there's like a death warp in level 3 that saves about 8 seconds. And so I got the death warp like pretty well, but then I also didn't get a bomb drop, which a bomb drop for to be able to quick kill the third boss, so I also lost like 5.5 seconds to that. So I got the world record by like 3 seconds because I had the free time save from the trick, but I also lost time from not getting an item drop. So
if y'all haven't played or seen Gimmick, you absolutely must. It is like such a sick video game. It's a late NES lifecycle Sunsoft game.
Yep. Music
really
is so
late.
good. Music's so good. The mechanics are sick, like for speedruns as well. Oh, I also ran it for SGDQ last year.
Wait, what?
Yeah, best ending glitchless. Yeah, it was at like 9 a.m. on, well, Eastern on was it the Monday or the Tuesday? That event?
You sure did. Here's the video. I'm watching it right now.
Yeah,
there's Ryan Ford playing Gimmick.
Yeah, for you it would have been like 6 a.m. in your time zone. So.
Well, at that time,
yeah,
2021 online, I was in Central Time at that point.
Oh, okay. Still early though.
Yes.
8 a.m. All right. I said I wouldn't go for the French Blancs, but you know, same thing. Run's dead, so.
Might as well.
Oh God, I messed up the easy one. I hit the hard one first try this time. Kind of funny. Opposite mistakes. One of your favorite Zelda games? Nice.
It's a great game.
Yeah.
Do you have any plans to go to try to get the record in best ending?
Yeah. So for any percent glitchless, there was a new quote unquote glitchless trick that came out, and so I got world record. So the trick saves like 30 seconds, and I only beat the world record by like 4 seconds with the trick. And my PB before that trick was like 1 second behind world record, so I got like a 5-second PB, even though I got a trick that saves like 30 seconds because I bled a lot of time early. I got really bad RNG on the final boss, so I lost like 15 seconds. And right after hitting the trick, I also died, so I lost like 7 seconds to that. So I want to clean up the PB in any percent glitchless first, and then get back to running best ending glitchless, and then the glitched best ending afterwards. Because for the glitched categories, there's like so on level 6, there's at the start of the level you can kind of like zip through the floor, but it's like subpixel dependent. So, and you can't really manipulate your subpixels, so it's like 50-50 whether it'll work or not. And like, so grinding for the world record for any percent was like kind of brutal, because like majority of my runs would just die to like that 50-50 trick, like not working first try basically. And it loses like 15 seconds every time that you don't get it. So after I got the world record in that category, then I was like burnt out from playing the glitch categories, because I was like, I don't want to go through like losing like 24 runs in a row to that part again, and then, you know, maybe get one chance and then like choke it or something. So glitches has been more smooth to grind, because it's less luck based, I guess.
Makes sense.
The level 6 bosses, like the wizards, are pretty heavy RNG factors in the run. But yeah, if you don't get super unlucky, like usually like quick killing them is like pretty consistent. But yeah, sometimes they can just be jerks and like kill your run easily. But anyways, yeah, long story short, yeah, I'm gonna try to push for like world record in all the categories.
Looking forward to the Ryan Ford sweep.
I could try. Best ending's definitely harder.
Dude, Becco's a monster.
Yeah, exactly.
He's
like
cracked.
He's been grinding Mega Man 3 a lot lately.
Yeah, he got a 33 recently.
Yep.
Which is like a very, very, very good time.
Yeah, and he was like one of the inspirations for me to like pick up Gimmick eventually, because I was following his stream for a long time, and then in addition, the other thing that was inspiring was Cypher's runs from AGDQ 2013.
Who can forget the run that introduced everyone to Gimmick?
Exactly. Yeah, he had like. So when I first I watched his run like live, well, not in person, but you know, watching the stream live.
Yes.
And I tried to play it on an emulator, because like, you know, getting the game like is so expensive. So when I was playing on an emulator, there also wasn't any like speedrun guides, so I was just trying to like copy what the world record was doing, but I didn't know like any details about like mechanics and stuff for the game. So eventually I gave up. Most of it was just that like I didn't like playing on emulator because of having like the frame or two of input lag.
Right.
And then yeah, when the pandemic hit, eventually in May I was like, all right, I gotta start. I want to start to learn some other games, because at that point I was running only Mario RPG. I learned it in summer of 2018, and Mario RPG used to be my only speed game, like pretty much up until COVID hit. And then yeah, Gimmick was the first game I learned in May 2020. Then I learned this game in July 2020. Then I learned... Oh, what did I learn after, actually? Donkey Kong Country... Oh, whoops. Wrong way. Donkey Kong Country 2. I learned in February last year. And then I learned Metroid Zero Mission in March last year. And then Metroid Fusion I learned in November, this past November, so it's pretty recent. But, I learned Hundo for that game because I wanted to play the randomizer, because the randomizer is pretty new for Fusion. And I was watching a randomizer tournament during that time, so I was like, hey, I want to play this. This looks really cool. So yeah, I learned Hundo just to try to be more competent at playing randomizers, basically. And then yeah, at some point I got into any percent, since the skills are directly transferable since I already learned Hundo. So, you know, it didn't take much like effort to learn any percent afterward. I equipped the wrong thing.
Makes sense.
Yeah, so it's been a good trip. Like, yeah, honestly, just because of like stuff shutting down from COVID, and also because of that, I, you know, obviously hadn't been traveling for Melee like when that happened, so it got me into like speedrunning a lot more. Because yeah, again, before then it was like just Mario RPG that I was running, which thanks to, I don't know, probably most of you know Pidge, but since we both live in Toronto, then I've known her from like the Smash community for a really long time. Because since I've been competing in Melee for a long time, and then she was competing in Brawl, and be at the same events, and then yeah, eventually in 2018, then in the early part of the year, I was playing Mario RPG casually, and then she was like, yo, I could teach you how to speedrun it.
She's the knowledge god for SMRPG. She knows everything. Exactly.
I think it helps so much for like getting a good start, because I went to her house like 4 times, and then she kind of had like this screen display on top of the TV I was playing, and so she was like, yo, follow what I'm doing, and she'd like explain like about strats, like for boss fights, backup strats, and for the platforming stuff, how to like troubleshoot if I'm having trouble for like general movement and like certain skips and stuff like that. So she gave like a good amount of like digestible knowledge, which was like incredible. So it felt like all the info just stuck with me really well. And yeah, when I started out running it though, I was running on Wii VC, which
yikes.
A lot of issues. Like, so in some spots it actually doesn't lag where like it would on SNES, but in the opposite, there's some parts where it actually does lag where like it doesn't on SNES, which is kind of weird, especially in the late game. And it also has like 1 extra frame of input lag compared to playing on a SNES. So notably, the part where it like lags more is when you're fighting against Smithy too, it actually like lags quite a bit on the Wii VC, whereas it doesn't lag on SNES. So I had never been able to do 100 super jumps on Smithy 2, like the entirety of when I played on Wii VC. There was a run in a marathon where I thought I got 100 super jumps, but I actually got 99. I think it was the Feasel's event for SNES Superstars. And I was like all excited that I got 100, but I actually got 99. Hilarious. But then yeah, once I got a SNES and started playing on it and running on it, then like I got 100 super jumps on Smithy like first try for like my first 3 tries in a row. So it's definitely just the console difference. Because before I wasn't getting it for like, I don't know, like 5 months like straight, and I'd never gotten it a single time. So yeah.
We love the improvement.
Yeah, so I got a time that I was kind of happy with, like 250 in that game. But I've been meaning to try and go for 248. I just haven't gotten around to grinding it because I've been learning so many games and then also like doing a lot of marathons and other events. So, so yeah, obviously one thing at a time, right?
Right.
I can't believe that I almost saved time on that split. I lost 4 seconds. Oh, also, I saw Sadberry just watch the gimmick from Sunny. Yeah, I appreciate it.
It's a sick game. It's like super worth a casual play.
I agree. It's like very cool looking. It's cute, and like the music also is like super good. Which Sunsoft games are like really notorious for like having really good soundtracks. And also, I guess it's like pretty known, but I guess having cute games for a lot of Sunsoft games as well. It's like a common thing too. Obviously not all of them, because like Blaster Master, for example, is not a cute game, but it does have a really good soundtrack though.
They also have like some of the tightest animation on the NES, like the Blaster Master, the like car moving around, the Wii, like it's just so nice looking.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like everything looks so sick.
They definitely stretch the hardware to its limits.
Yeah, and then for having like the expansion audio as well, like for Gimmick and for like a few other games as well. So you're like, yeah, they actually like push the hardware to its limits. It's like so cool. This is the best version of Link's Awakening. All right, since I didn't PB, then I'm gonna have to disagree. I'm switching games. I'm just kidding. No, I love this game, and also like again casually, like it was also, it's been like super sick, like playing it as a kid, playing it as a teenager as well. Like, that always been a great time. No, I don't know what happened to my actual cart that I had. Because I used to have an English cart, like the black one. Then when I moved houses to this house that I'm currently at, then don't know where it went. Along with Paper Mario for N64. All right, so looks like I might be good with the rooster skip this time. Since that first jump was pretty clean. But you know, again, since the run's already dead, it's like bittersweet feeling, you know. So I think compared to the first run that I finished, like 40 seconds behind that run up to this point. Or I guess technically I'm ahead now since I didn't, you know, fail rooster skip a bunch of times. You know, now I'm probably like 2 minutes ahead compared to that run. But yeah, I do want to learn a few categories for the Switch remake at some point. And since I do have a Switch now, then hopefully that can come true. I just need to ideally work some more jobs and try to make money to be able to afford it. You know?
It's tax season is here, and in the US.
Yep.
And I just found out from my tax person how much I owe this year, because as an independent creator, like as somebody that employs myself, there's nobody withholds anything. So like it's all just happens in April every year. And holy hell, you guys.
Uh-oh.
It is like, it's wild out here, to be honest.
Oh no.
It's like expected. Like this is an expected part of the job. It's just every year I'm like, oh my god.
Yep. The IRS is coming for you.
They're coming.
Oh man, I really hated filling out like IRS forms for like winnings in like Smash tournaments in the States.
Oh yeah.
It's always such a rough experience.
That has to be whack for international competitors.
Yup. The first time I had to do it, I asked Armada for advice. Kind of funny.
Yeah, I mean, if anybody knows how it's done.
Oh, I'm wasting a lot of bombs. Uh-oh. Okay, good. All right, this is good. I wasted a few, but I'll have at least one left by the end of the bomb triggers. That's good. As long as I didn't have 0 before before the last bomb trigger, and it was all good.
ADEF owes millions. If I owed millions, I'd be in Costa Rica right now. I'd be in Belize.
Yep.
You'd never hear from me ever again.
Traveling the world. Or hiding from the government. Either
very conveniently traveling to countries without extradition pacts with the U.S.
Yeah, you gotta hide.
Gotta get out of there.
Yeah, that same topic came up with a friend. Friend that I used to be classmates with, like, way back in elementary school, in high school. He was saying that, yeah, he'd be gone to India if that happened to him. Made me laugh. It's like he's a Filipino guy, but just like picked India particularly. Sick. Yeah, not much to talk about for the run since I already did all this.
Well, then let's talk about melee, baby.
I'm down.
Talk about melee.
Oh, one tidbit though for
yeah.
So when you kill this boss, if you fall off the ladder before he actually dies, or before you pick up this heart container, then the boss will be back. So you can like lose a lot of time if you accidentally like transition down. I'm behind by a minute and 45 seconds.
On what frame does Frox's neutral air come out?
Frox.
Frox.
I think it's 3 frames, but I might be wrong.
I'm just goofing. I have no idea.
Yeah, I used to remember a lot of frame data, but I. It's funny. It's like as you get better at the game, I feel like there's some things that you forget as well. I used to like study so much, like with save states and using like frame advance and stuff like that.
Right.
And then also like looking up Mewtwo King's frame data frame data post way back in the days.
The Smashboards post.
Yeah. Where he like literally used like normal pausing in the game to like try to check frames, and you like compare relative to other animations, like when Link, so you like do a move, like pause, he'll have like Link's arrow charged, for example, and then he'll like pause, and then when he unpauses, then you can compare like, because Link, when he lets go of his arrow, it's done in 1 frame, so you could like compare like based off of that. That's how like a lot of those notes in like that frame data post that he had, like
that's like simultaneously genius and also like really nutty.
I know, like thirdly time consuming it sounds. Hence when he said that he spent like, you know, spent like 10,000 hours or something like on that. Absurd.
Do you think we'll ever see the return of players like Armada and Mewtwo King?
I think Armada is like truly done. I think Mewtwo King probably will come back. I think he's entered a few locals in Florida. I know some people were like really mad that he timed out Kuya, who's the Link main. He like stalled on the ledge with Sheik and like timed him out like a few months ago.
That sounds like M2K.
I know. I'm just like, yeah, I'm not surprised.
Yeah, I feel like anybody who's surprised by that clearly has not paid attention.
Yeah, because Kuya took him to game 5. Yeah, surprisingly, Link versus Sheik. And then, yeah, Mewtwo King just stalled the ledge. Game 5 because he wasn't taking no chances.
Where's my ledge grab limit?
I know, right? Oh, whoops, I messed up that bookshot. Usually, like, people mess that up pretty often, but my consistency rate is decent with it. But hey, I miss that. Still miss every now and then, so it is what it is. The King used to fall asleep with the controller in his head. Yeah,
he claims that clip is faked.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say as well. I don't believe it, but yeah, I wasn't there, so I don't know. I can't tell you for sure. It looked like he was asleep and moving a controller.
Sure did. I mean, if you spent 10,000 hours doing it, I think it's reasonable to assume your body would just like do that.
Exactly. The common question that gets asked is, do you dream about Melee after playing it so much?
I dream about speed games sometimes.
Same. I haven't even like been speedrunning that long either. But
I definitely used to have dreams about potential skips.
Oh yeah.
And then I'd wake up and either be like, "There's no way," or I'd wake up and be like, "Oh." Did my sleeping brain just come up with a genius tactic?
That's so funny. I'm guessing it like never works out like when you wake up and try it.
An idea seemed somewhat okay and like resolved in like maybe a small time save, but usually no, there's nothing.
Oh dang, having like at least something work out though, that's really cool.
I can't imagine it was anything more than just like movement tech.
Nah, that's fair. Dang, I was trying to play it safe by grabbing more arrows than or more bombs, sorry. Then I just wasted so much time. I got it eventually though, but it took really long. Yeah. Oh, there was some stuff with random Melee things. Like I've been around long enough that like I was at Pound 3 like in person as well, and I guess the famous clip of like Mango up throw resting Mewtwo King on the R-wing on Corneria.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, back when Mango was a puff main.
That's old school.
Yeah, I was there. Well, our carpool already left before grand finals happened though, but I was there to watch up until, was it losers semifinals, I think? So like top 4. Cause me and a buddy Raynex that I talked about, we actually got 9th in doubles at that tournament. So the tournament ran so late that we had to move to a different part of the venue. Then we had to do all of that for doubles as well. Even though we just lost our like set right after, taking long to like move and everything. Lost to Eggs and Cactuar. But yeah, in singles, like there was 3 rounds of pools to make it into the top 32 bracket. So like I didn't even make it out of round 2 pools like back then. See, none of the Canadian car pool that traveled together, like none of us made it even out of round 2 pools. So they got like 129th place or something, and then almost made top 8 in doubles. Pretty funny. And yeah, me and Raynex, we ended up being in the same pool because since we were just like randoms, then yeah, Plank kind of just put a lot of Canadians in the same pool. So like me and Raynex, and then we're in the same pool, and then Kirby Kaze and our other friend IB, who used to be a top 100 Marth main. They were also in the same pool, so of course we complained because we're like, we traveled all this way and we're in the same pool, yada yada yada.
Oh, I didn't notice that in the last run, but you have to do the bomb thing for the cutscene here because you don't have an ocarina.
Yep. Yeah, we never go to the Dream Shrine to get the ocarina. The only category, yeah, I guess 100% no woob. Oh wait, I think any percent no stew also has ocarina.
These category names.
Yeah.
Ludicrous.
No stew. No system transitions and no wrong works. I don't even know exactly what a system transition is, because I've never run the category. But I know that run is like a bit over a half hour, so it's actually like a fairly short category too. Oh, and I guess in any percent no ace, there's also you get the ocarina, but you don't get it from its intended location, since you're able to wrong warp in that category. But yeah, this game has ace just like in like Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask and stuff. You can do like a credits warp. But then any percent no ace, you can still do the glitch with the going into the doghouse, and then you can actually wrong warp into the final boss fight. So you need to either steal the bow to be able to kill this final boss, or if you get the ocarina, there's a trick called Death Eye skip. So you can... Oh, what the... I didn't get a spin slash for some reason. Yeah, so there's a trick called Death Eye skip where during the Ganon phase, when he spawns those like flaming bats, if you play the ocarina on the same frame that a bat is supposed to fly, then for whatever reason the bat gets stuck in place, and then when you spawn Death Eye, so the final phase of the fight, for some reason the game thinks that Death Eye is already on the screen due to that bat that gets frozen in place, and then the game thinks that, oh, that's Death Eye at 0 health, and then it just like turns into Death Eye and dies automatically, and then spawns the stairs for you to finish the run, basically, while also spawning the actual Death Eye in the middle of the room, which is like so weird. Also, I'm getting
really
pretty
unfortunate luck.
Yeah, I messed up the manip right away, and then like just paying in full for it now. So I'm also losing like 8 seconds per blue ball that I'm getting.
Oh my god. Man, I just won't quit.
Yeah, in 100%. So of course you go into the final boss with like all 14 heart containers, but there was one time that I had a run where I had half a heart left when he finally stopped giving me blue balls. Oh, and that was only the second last hit too, and I got like that horrendous RNG, by the way. It's not over. Well, I'm not surprised if I'm not sub-hour at this point. Or actually, never mind. I'm looking at the timer. It'd probably take a lot more blue balls.
How is this? What is the luck on this? What are the odds? Do you know?
50-50.
No way. Wow,
no,
that first long stretch is actually really gross.
I know, right? Yeah, sometimes that just happens. Like, so cursed. Also, yo, Corin, the legendary member of the LADX community. Yeah, long time no see. Yeah, I did, this is the second no scoob run I'm finishing here. Cause, with PB Precipice, so, within a 3-hour span, I'm supposed to do as many, like, reset attempts, to try and, PB a run. So, of course I failed, but I hope that everyone enjoyed, the runs, though.
Yeah, I'm sure everybody had a great time. Again, gamers, as we close out the show here, please, a reminder to follow Ryan on Twitch, Ryan_Ford522. And if you're on YouTube,
my god, this luck.
In the description. But yeah, please congratulate Ryan. We'll have to close out pretty fast here once the run is over.
Okay, okay.
Which will be in just a moment here.
Yeah, so yet again, times when I get to the top of the stairs. Oh, wasn't even plus 420. Dang.
Let me know your final time.
All right, it's time. 59:18.
So you finished a 58:07 and a 59, 2 sub hours.
Yep.
Let's get some GGs in the chat and some follows for Ryan. Ryan, any last thoughts here?
Wow, I lost like 2 minutes compared to gold on that last segment. Holy moly. All right, but yeah, yeah, I really hope that all y'all enjoyed the run. Like, yeah, definitely had a great time just hanging out because, yeah, like pretty much every GDQ hotfix show I've been on, it's just like generally like really chill, like hanging out with any of the showrunners so far.
Yeah, hell yeah.
So like, you know, usually I'm not like super try-harding like runs since I can just like talk. Though obviously I try to put an effort to like PB for this, but I just couldn't get it. But
it's a difficult thing to achieve, no doubt.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah,
All
with
right,
that,
sick.
yeah, if anybody wants to shoot me a follow, I'm sure there was a link posted, but
I'll post it again.
Yeah, I guess for the people on YouTube that are looking later, it's Ryan_Ford522.
Yeah, and
So
for
Ford
the
like the
YouTube
car.
people, the link is in the description for Ryan's channel, so you can always check it there.
There's a Pog emote from a Melee tournament. I played against Kage in grand finals in Ottawa one time.
Nice.
Like 2018,
That's
I think.
big.
Yeah,
Sick.
he did
Well-
some weird like edge cancel off of Randall, and I like made that face. So it was like a candid photo.
Well, Ryan, thank you so much for being on PB Precipice. And gamers, some quick announcements as we close out here. Games Done Quick will be at PAX East 2022, April 21st to the 24th. If you're interested in submitting a run, use !PAX in Twitch chat and fill out the form. And if you're watching on YouTube, go to twitch.tv/GamesDoneQuick if you're interested in looking at our live content starting weeknights at 7 p.m. Eastern and weekends at 1 p.m. Eastern. And gamers, the GDQ Hotfix content is not over. There's another show right after this. We will be having It's Dangerous to Go Alone with Frozen Flygon right after this. So do not go anywhere. I have been Adef. This has been Ryan Ford. And we'll see you next time. Take care.
Peace.